Yay! I'm live. I know, like 10 seconds early, but count. So, I've got the sneaking suspicion I've forgotten something, but I can't remember what I've forgotten. So, hello everyone who's come to join me. Thank you for being here this evening. Right, I believe I've sent out the links. I know I've pinned the link in the comments because I pinned that ages ago. So that's definitely there. Hello, Kirsty. Evening, Buzzard. And Haydrich. Oh, Hayd. I'm just going to say Hayd because I always butcher your name. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I think I've got everything set up for a change. That doesn't strike me with a load of confidence because I thought that about an hour ago. And I've not managed to think of anything that I need to do. I've got a brush per colour. So I've got one for yellow, one for green. I've got my dry brush. I've got my yellow, I've got my green, and I've got my ivory. I've got my pad, I've got my place to wipe off all my paint. Not a problem. You just jump up and I'll bring you up with it. Obviously, I have my models, I have my paint, I have my cup of tea, I took my tablets. I've sent out all the links, but, well, they'll come as and when. Buzzard, just give me the thumbs up when you're ready. Yeah, so if anyone wants to come up and you're going and they're jumping backstage and they're not quite ready, if you jump backstage, give me a thumbs up in the comments and then I'll know to bring you up. If you just pop in and you're not bothered, I'll just say done. I'll bring you up. There is a private chat for those of you who don't know about it, so you can let me know separately. Tissues or wet wipes? Tissues or wet wipes? Tissues or wet wipes? I don't have either. I've just got cardboard. I don't do none of this soft, pliable, nicey stuff. No, cardboard. You're going to wipe it, do it with cardboard. Takes off the full skin. It's awesome. So, we have most of the Tyranids done now. We have just got the termagants left. Or termagants, however you want to call them. Now, these 10 have already had the purple and yellow done. As you can see. I've just got the green to do left on these. However, these 10, I've only had the purple done. Oh dear. I know. So, first point of call tonight will be catch up with the yellow from last week that I didn't finish. I mean, catch up on the entire thing this week because I didn't finish. I was supposed to have finished them last week. Yeah, as you can tell, that didn't work. Best laid plans and all that, and well, I can mess up best of them regardless of how well they've been done. So let's start with Zealot Yellow from Army Painter Speed Paint. Again, see, I like doing the Tyranids because I'm getting to use paints that I don't normally get to use. I mean, with my main colour scheme from my Space Marines being black, blue, with a tiny bit of silver and a little bit of red, getting to use purples and greens and all these other colours is quite fun for me, believe it or not. I know it sounds quite sad. I've had amusement about using different colours. God, I need to get out more. But it is. I'm finding it quite fun not painting the same thing every time. So let's get back on with this, shall we? And yellow up all the skin. Which doesn't seem to want to work well. I don't know why. Why are you going out there? We go. That's better. Just didn't quite have enough paint on my brush. So once I've done these, the idea is I'm supposed to be having a game either tomorrow night or next Friday. Now, my opponent wishes to play the Tyranids because he's never played them before and I've never used them before. The problem is he also wants to play at 2,000 points. And I've only got about 700 points worth of Tyranids. I'm going to have to proxy a lot of models. Proxy means using other models at the same size to represent. So my Dreadnoughts will be coming out to be Carnifexes. And I think my assault intercessors will be coming out to be gene stealers and various things like that. So I'm taking a lot of Space Marines to pretend to be bugs for an evening. Now, I have a feeling I'm going to lose this one because he's going to have a lot more anti-infantry than I'm going to have anti-elite. Because he's going to be playing Grey. He's going to be playing Grey Knights. So he's got a buttload of shots just to take out my little, well, these my little chaff units. He's going to have shed loads of them. And then he's going to have an absolute crap load of quite tough units, actually. So they're going to be able to weather the storm of my anti-infantry very easily. And then fire back quite well. So I expect to lose. But I also expect to have some fun while doing it. Now, I'm convinced him to have another game where I get to use my Space Marines. That's going to be a different match entirely. I expect to win that one. Because, well, I have a much more I have a bigger selection of Space Marines. And even though I'm going to be proxying the Tyranids, so it means I can, as long as I've got a model to represent it, I can choose pretty much whatever I want. I don't have enough models to represent everything that I want. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. So I do keep clicking about on my computers, just double checking that I've not got any messages or anything on there. So I'll just wait until I get the all clear from anyone who wishes to come up, because the worst thing, the one thing you don't want, and I've had it done to me, is you go into one of these things and then someone just brings you straight up and you're not ready for it. It's happened to me. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal, but it's always nice to be ready. So, just, as I said, I've got that little private chat section there for anyone who wants. If anyone who does click that link and wants to come up, let me know when you're ready. Just stick a thumbs up. I'll go, yeah, ready, and then up you come. It'll be quite simple. Now, I've sent the link out to a lot of other places that I wouldn't normally send them to. I don't honestly expect any of them to actually turn up. Although I have just remembered the one that I forgot to send, and he said he wouldn't turn up because he said he was going to ask me questions. Copy that. Go to Instagram. Find Arius. There he is. Send him. I knew there was one I'd forgotten. There's always bloody one. Always one. And we have a ready one. You are. Hello, Sinscape Studios.
Hello.
How did the competition go tonight?
I lost, but it wasn't too bad. I stopped them from getting too many victory points, so they're not going to win it at least.
Oh, so basically, you got all right then. So it's not too bad. You didn't win, but you know the person who beat you isn't going to win either.
Yeah, and I got decent points. I got 28 points. They got 37, which in a tournament is not much.
Wouldn't it be better for them to have got like loads of points to go on to win it? See, I'd rather lose to the winner of the tournament than lose to somebody who.
Well, I'm not gonna. He's not going to win the tournament anyway. There's two Eldar players, and they're like 200 points ahead at the moment.
Yeah, their meta armies, they're going to win.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. They're both completely different, but they're both definitely winning.
Well, Eldar apparently are a bit overpowered at the moment in regards to ruling.
They are ridiculously overpowered at the moment. Like, they've got like a 65% win rate, whereas the worst one at the moment, which is Votan, which is something like 28% win rate. It's ridiculous.
And isn't the target window 45 to 55?
The target window is between 45 and 50.
45.
Roughly.
45. So, yeah, you've got a half good decent chance of winning.
Mm-hmm.
At least a half chance of winning.
It should be 50-50 because then your opponent has an equal chance of winning.
Yeah, then it's down to commander as opposed to who's picked specific units that work better.
Yeah, exactly. And Black Templars at the moment are 46, 47.
I think that's around about the same as just Space Marines in general, isn't it?
Something like that. I think Space Marines are a couple of points below it, but yeah. Black Templars are doing pretty well at the moment, actually. I'm sitting at 115 points and I've had 3 games, which is not very good, but my first game was nearly 80 points, and then the second 2 games have been like not very good.
So the first game was good, and then the next games have just been, oh crap, I can't score as much.
Well, this game I played today, he was Space Wolves, firstborn.
Oh, so 2 melee armies.
Oh yeah, I know, but 2 very different melee armies.
Yeah, very much so.
It was interesting, and it was basically all down to who got charges. If I charged, I wiped out the unit. If he charged, he wiped out the unit. And unfortunately, it just got to the point where he charged my best unit at the end.
No. I think he had a decent unit that he charged him with as well.
No, that was Hellbecked with a Crusader squad, which is what does the damage.
Right, and what did he charge him
and
with?
He las cannoned Empress Champion off the board with a Predator Annihilator.
You sure about that? Because las cannons can only have a roll 1s to hit.
Well, he oath of momented it.
You git.
So he got to re-roll everything.
Nice.
But no, he charged Hellbecked and the squad with a chaplain and a unit of blood claws, and he had lethal hits, devastating wounds,
and a plethora of dice.
Quite a few dice, yeah. Not as much as my Crusader squad would have got if my Crusader squad attacked him, but like he would have had he had four attacks per model.
See, that's what I mean. Is it still a 20-man squad you can get blood claws in?
He had a 10-man squad with a chaplain. It's only 1,000 points. But he had 4 attacks each. But if I charged him, well, I would have had 5 attacks each because you don't get extra attacks for charging. But his Grey Hunters had +1 attack and +1 strength on the charge.
Yeah, with being Space Wolf.
And then and something was also giving him hitting on 2s in combat.
What was giving? Did he have an oath active?
It was something to do with the chaplain, I think. I can't remember what it was exactly.
I'll have to go and have a look through I don't think I've got the data counts for the Space Wolves at the moment.
He was doing something on 2s, either hitting or wounding on 2s. Or it was probably it was wounding on 2s because he had the +1 strength, which made him strength 5, wounding on 3s, and then the chaplain gave him +1 to wound.
So he's wounding you on 2s, regardless of whatever you are, really. Whether you're Terminators... Well, actually, no, Terminators, that would have only been wounded on 3s, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have been. So, yeah, it didn't go too well for me.
Well, fingers crossed.
I've got one more game left against Necrons, and I've played the guy who plays Necrons a few times, and he's good, but I know his list.
Do you know his playstyle? Do you know well enough to predict him?
A little bit, yeah. I know some of the tactics he's going to be playing. He's definitely going to be teleporting with a unit of 20 warriors and whatever. I know he's going to be doing that shit.
You see, that can lose you the battle right there. You can have the best army ever, and you have the perfect list. But if your opponent knows you well enough to go, you're going to move that unit there, you're going to hang that unit back, and that one's going in deep strike. Right, okay, so put them there, them there, I win.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I've had that happen before. To me, which is when I took up my change of tactics and stopped being quite as melee aggressive. So
Yeah.
I do understand that. I used to play really aggressively melee, even with my Space Marines, because I could. Even as Space Marines, you can bully most units around because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be good against everything. But
Yeah, indeed.
once they figured that out, they was kind of like, yeah, we're just going to move and shoot and move and shoot and move and shoot, and you're not going to get near us. So it's like, right, okay, I'm going to shoot the hell out of you instead.
At least with the Necron warriors teleporting, when he does, yeah. So Necrons, if he has a unit of Necron warriors and a Lord with some sort of ability, can't remember what it is. They can remove. I don't know. But he can remove the whole unit of warriors off the board in my turn, and then in his turn, he can deep strike them anywhere on the board.
Oh no! That's not good. That's not good.
No, but my entire army starts in vehicles. So if he does it early in the game, the only thing the only thing I set up is an impulsor, a repulsor, and a storm speeder. So he's gonna waste that teleport and shoot one of those things. If he shoots a storm speeder, yeah, he'll probably destroy it. If he shoots the impulsor, he has a good chance of taking it down quite low. But if he tries it on the repulsor, it's unlikely to do a huge amount. But either way, I just overwatch with the repulsor. I get something like 40 shots or something like that because it's ridiculous. It's got that many weapons on. I should be able to take up some of his.
It's got what's it called? Is it a defense array?
Yeah, with 18 shots, and then it's assault cannon with its assault cannon's got 12 shots. Then it's got a multi-melter on it for the Black Templars one. Then the twin las cannon. Then all sorts of other stuff, and then my impulsor's got like 2d6 shot. I've got a lot of firepower on the board at the very beginning of the game, and then he just shoots that. And it's fine. He shoots the tank. It's fine. I don't care because it's done its job protecting the unit inside. Because he's then going to be close enough that whatever's inside the repulsor is just going to charge him and wipe that unit out.
True, that is good. But if he's got any nous as a commander, he will know it.
He will know that, yeah. But if he doesn't do that, then that's fine. He's not teleporting and catching me off guard. Because I'm only taking my stuff out of the tanks when I know I can get them in combat.
So he's staying up in all the way up there and then get out of charge. Sorry.
Yeah, and the great thing about the repulsor which I used today actually, which is pretty cool, I can jump back in the repulsor if my opponent chooses that the unit to charge. So if that whole unit is within 3 inches of the repulsor and you charge me, I can just remove that unit off the board and deny the charge. So what I did today, first turn, I got the tactical mission. We're only playing tactical missions, so it's randomized secondaries. Hello. I got the one where I got the one where you have to claim the middle objective. You have to. For the secondary mission, get 8 victory points if you have your whole unit within 6 inches. So I just pummeled my repulsor forward, got them all out. The whole squad was within 6 inches. He then went to charge them, and I said, nope, remove them off the board. He can't charge me now. And then he charged the repulsor, half destroyed it, but then my unit got back out and wiped him back out again.
You just give me a use for my repulsor.
Yeah, the repulsor is awesome for that. If you keep your unit in front of it, the opponent has to charge that unit to get to the repulsor. Or if it's on an objective, they have to charge that unit. And then you just remove them off the board. The enemy gets to choose a different target for their charge. But the most important thing is that unit is now completely and utterly safe. You've had your round of shooting with that unit in the last turn. Yeah, You've done your Overwatch with them if you wanted to do that. And then as soon as they declare the charge, you remove them off the board. And then in the next turn, you just put them back on again.
Don't you do Overwatch when they declare the charge?
No, you can declare Overwatch at the beginning or at the end of any movement or charge. So you can Overwatch twice with a unit per turn.
That seems broken. That's going to get FAQ'd.
I don't think so. It's actually part of the rule. It actually specifically states you can overwatch once per phase.
How are going to kick ass with that rule?
Oh, I've done it. I've done it already. I've used Tau with only the Fire Warriors get to hit on 4s instead of 6s. It's not the whole army.
What, even if they don't have Tower Enclave and Belt and the other thing is anymore, do they? They just have a single strike force type thing now, don't they?
Yeah. The Overwatch is good because you can sit in a unit there, and that unit will be able to Overwatch twice, and then when they actually charge,
greasy bastards.
Well, no, if you want to get that unit back into the repulsor, then they can only Overwatch in the movement phase, because you have to tell the
either Overwatch or get back in. You don't do both.
Yeah, but then you can Overwatch with the repulsor, and repulsors on Overwatch is strong because you get that many attacks. So that's all you do. You just Overwatch with the squad, and then they charge the squad. You get rid of them, and you Overwatch with the repulsor. And then next turn, you get them back out again. So they're like in, out, in, out.
So my Hellblasters could go fit nicely in my repulsor.
Yeah, but...
And then the other 5 can go in the impulsor. And then I can charge off the speed right up. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, Captain, and for being the man who is the man who controls the shit in the background.
Yeah,
hello.
I just always felt silly. I just was
commentator
on just having at the time. So I just saw you live and I just made the effort to come and say hello for half an hour. So
not a problem. Well, I will be relying on you then while you're here, if you don't mind. Is if enough people join the bottom, because at the moment we're all right. We're at the 6 mark. We're okay.
Yeah.
If one more person joins.
Hello, Biggie.
Oh, how many people have we got?
I'm taking up 2, so we've got 4 plus me.
Well, Biggie's joined. Biggie, I see you in the chat, but you're on screen and you haven't said anything. So
yes, I've been waiting for essentially anyone who joins in the back. I've been waiting for them to give me a thumbs up or an all clear to say, yeah, I'm all right to come up now, and then I've been bringing them up. Obviously, I just leave you to bring yourself up on your own. Of course,
so. Biggie, I'll drop you for now. When you're ready, if you want to come back up, just give us a nod and we'll bring you back up, okay?
That's fine by me. And as long, I believe it's going to be fine with Beaky as well.
Who else have we got here, though? There's someone on the bottom left that I can't see because there's a notification in the way.
I'll get rid of that. All right, there's Biggie's ready again. So, Lee has joined, but he hasn't said anything, which is unusual for him. So,
hello!
Yes,
we've got Lee there.
I was muted. My mic was muted. Sorry.
You dumbass.
Oh, right. Have you been trying to say something and we've been ignoring you?
No, my mic was muted. I've got a new setup. I've changed all my setup. I've done some test streams before because Lars catched me test stream.
Yeah, I did. Lars caught his test streams. I don't know who this Lars is. If you think
you know what I mean. I've got my new airbrush.
Ooh, is it one of?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Is it one of them?
I'm getting it now. Bear with me.
I can't use my airbrush now. My
mine needs cleaning.
My air blowy thingy, whatever you call it, is gone bust.
Your compressor's kaput already.
That's the one.
Did you not get a compressor and tank?
No, I just got a cheap compressor with my first airbrush.
Well, there you go. Then don't get a cheap compressor.
You had. Where is it? I've got one. The little round things. Don't charge.
Yeah, the one I've got is a little round thing as well, and it was absolute crap.
Mine's not. Mine, I love it.
Mine's huge.
Oh, back in a minute.
The one I use is huge. It sounds like it sounds like a generator when I turn it on. That's why I don't use it on streams because it's just too noisy. If I get through these quick enough, I'll plug it in briefly and just turn it on just for a demonstration.
Can you give me a warning first?
Yeah, I will. As I said, if I get all these finished, I'll do it then, providing I've got enough time. I mean, the reason I've gone live on Thursday this week is because I've been busy on Tuesday, Wednesday, and today. So it's been
I'll
pain in the rear end.
be back in a minute. I'm just
No worries, Lee. And I thought I was disorganized one.
It's gone the other way around today.
Yeah, tonight I was very organized. I was actually a minute early.
Well done. Maybe next time you can actually work hard and do that regularly.
And actually get it on the right day for a change.
Yeah, I was wondering, because you said last week you were going to try to make it on a Monday.
Well, my intention
Hello,
is...
Daniel.
Daniel, if you want to join me, I've got this camera here, so they can drop me my ugly mush down from that corner up there.
No, you don't. You dare. You're the host.
I've got two cameras, and this
it doesn't matter. You're the host.
This is the one with the microphone.
No, I don't care. You're the host. I hate this. I'll drop. Bollocks that. You know.
No, get this right. I'm dropping one of my cameras. I'm not dropping both my cameras.
It doesn't matter. It's your show. You're the star.
Exactly. That's why I'm on the big screen. See?
Yeah, but that's not really you. That's a fucking,
that's what I'm doing.
Just do what you're fucking told.
I never mind what I fucking told you.
No.
If I did what I was told, I wouldn't be here right now.
Well, there is that. But I joined a fantasy football league in work. First time I ever done one. It was an awkward thing to log into, and yet again, I'm having to reset my password because I can never remember my bloody password, and it makes it really fucking awkward, So,
do you not just have a post-it with all your passwords on it stuck to your screen?
No.
Because he's not stupid like you.
I don't have a post-it.
I don't know about that. It's. But see, to be honest, of that many, I must have about 14 or 15 passwords for work alone. Never mind all my personal stuff,
No, I just have 3. It's so much easier. Am I the host?
Yep.
Technically, yes, but Captain has the power.
Well, I don't know about that, but
you do. You can do anything I can do on this.
Well, it's a responsibility I don't really want. So.
Oh, I know that, but you still have the ability. Whether you want it or not, you have the ability.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really don't want it, I can remove it from you. I'm just not sure who I'm going to give it to if I remove it from
I'm not a very responsible person, so.
Who do I give that? Who do I give this role to if I remove it from you?
No point in giving it to me because I'm painting.
Yeah, exactly. So, who do I give it to? I've got no one else to give this role to.
What about your secret viewer?
No, because that'll mean that they've got to come into StreamYard to be able to access it, and it's you need to do it on the PC. Really, you can't do it from the phone, and I'm using the PC. Say hello. See?
Fair dues.
So you need a PC to be able to manage it. You can't do it from your phone for some strange fucking reason. I was trying earlier to see if I could do it from my phone, launch it from my phone, and bring the PC up, and it just wouldn't let me do it.
Daniel, sorry, that's like making me captain of the Titanic, So.
Well, it was launched not far from you, weren't it?
No,
you're the captain of Titanic. Who's Rose and who's Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, fuck! I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that, but
I was the guy getting pissed in the bar who didn't hear the warning sign.
Hey Daniel, I logged in just at the end of your show earlier. I didn't get to watch you unveiling your silver button. So, congratulations.
Yes, that is that. Thank you for reminding me. That is a big congratulations.
100,000. Oh, well done.
Race Suck 21.
I missed that. I've been out all day. I didn't notice.
I was sorted because I'm sitting in company and I just happened to just lift my phone a wee nose and I just saw the tail end of it and I was so slow at leaving a sarky comment in the chat. It went to You know, it reposts. You know,
So it
so,
actually went to the comment section instead of
yeah, yeah. So, but I still stand by my sarcasm. So,
Oh yeah, you've got to stand by it. You've got to stand. I managed to get all
yeah.
mine on the live stream.
But
I managed to get what? What did I call Spencer again? Obviously, I called Dan the ring dinker because he is.
yeah.
But I think I ended up calling Spencer the hipster hobo. On that stream, I don't know if he caught it or if he did. He quite obviously ignored it. But yeah, I was not too pleasant on. I was giving them shit on their own stream as well. So I'm expecting Daniel to at least come up with something creative for me while he sat there and chat.
Is it Daniel or Spencer that's in now?
Daniel's in there.
All right, okay.
See, Daniel
can be Rose.
Daniel can be Rose. He'll fit that role quite well.
No, I'll be honest. I've never watched the film.
What, Titanic?
God.
Yeah.
Neither did I because I already knew the end.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the point in watching it because like the ship's gonna sink, innit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
That's not the end. That's the middle.
What do you mean that's the middle? That's the story of the Titanic.
Oh
Ship hits
yeah, but
iceberg,
the end,
the
end of the end of the film isn't that it sinks. The end of the film happens way after it's actually sunk.
So it's not about the fucking Titanic, then, is it?
No, it's about a love story.
So
I have seen
a love story on a boat instead of Titanic.
I've seen bits of it. Okay, because it's one of those things. It's everywhere it's on, and I've seen. I do know that stupid bitch after the end of the film threw the thing in the water. The whole point of being there was to get this precious stone, and she went, "No, I miss you so much, even though I let you drown." And there was plenty of room on the door, and then she threw it overboard after all that. This priceless fucking artifact, stupid old cunt, you know.
Could have been set up for life with that love, but no. What you got to do is just chuck it in the
well,
ocean.
in fairness, she was nearly dead anyway. She was a full-time coffin dodger at that stage, you know. So,
But what about grandkids? Poor grandkids have to endure all that shit. It's like, grandma, every year we have to listen to this sob story of this guy that we've never even met, and you keep showing us this necklace. And what you gonna do when we finally get around to be able to have something about this necklace? You chuck it in the fucking ocean.
See, I maybe shouldn't admit this, like on camera, but it didn't sink because of love. It sunk because my great granddad stole loads of rivets from the Titanic and sold them for scrap. So,
see, yeah, we know.
Yeah,
we might not have known it was your great granddad, but we knew that somebody put the mill in the ship.
The thing is, you're from Ireland, so I believe that.
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, yeah.
Or
I still believe it.
The technical term, West England.
Well, there's that.
That's so offensive. I love it.
My lights just switched on for no fucking reason. I don't like that.
See, you've got West England, then you've got West England, and then you've got England and North England.
No, North England doesn't. Well, North England exists, but it stops at.
No, North England.
It stops at the wall.
No, North England's above the wall. Then you've got England below the wall, and then just to the west of us, you've got West England, which is the bit that's always raining in valleys. And just over the water, you've got West England.
Well, you're gaining subscribers again. You're up to 73.
What? No, I've lost it. I was up to 76.
Really? The last time we were talking, you said you were all right. I thought you were below that. So
no, I've been on 73 for about 2 or 3 weeks now. I don't know how I've managed to get 73.
You did get a wee boost with Kate, you know, when people threw your link out, but it's weird. I don't subscribe, and well, I've subscribed to a few people because I like them, but I'd say that I don't subscribe because you saw me on JV's or Joey's when they would all say subscribe to him, he's a good dude, and I would just flat out go, no, I'm not doing it. You know.
The answer to that one, Dan, is the centre of the world. That's what an England is.
No, what an England is a shithole.
Daniel, there's no room because Lee's dropped off. If you want to pop up for 5 minutes, say hello.
Come on. Because you did say you were going to ask questions, Dan. You were going to ask questions, and there's 2 of us up here who can answer them. which is going to be fun.
And I might need help with my fantasy football team here, so because I'll be honest, I'm looking at it now and going, I didn't fucking sign them. So
how
and I'm not doing particularly well because this is I sort of want to, if we were anywhere else, I would share this just to show Daniel, because I joked with him, or not joked, I suggested him running a wee fantasy football team or we created a wee fantasy football league this season for his one of his many channels.
Yeah.
But it was too late. It was only about 2 days ago to start a season. It would have been too late to throw out there. But it's a free thing. You can create one and it's free.
So that's all right. But the thing is, I don't think many of Daniel's. Actually, no, I don't know. Actually, because you got a lot of views from the World Cup, didn't you? Daniel, come up. It makes it easier to talk to you.
Yeah, a lot of Daniel's. No, he's went quiet in the chat now. So I think he's pretending not to be watching, so he doesn't have to come up. So.
No, he spoke to me earlier. He said he was coming up. If he doesn't come up now, I'm going to be rather miffed with him.
Yeah, but no. So I'm looking at my team here, and I've got okay. I bought you man Caicedo, and now he's at Chelsea. And he wasn't going to sign him.
That's a good start. They got a shit start to the season, haven't they?
Yeah, but he's not. I mean, this weekend I think Chelsea have an easy game because they're.
Don't say United.
They're home. No, they're home to Luton.
Home to Luton.
Yeah.
He should be a win then, but
you'd like to think clean sheet and all that there. So.
Yeah, we can't guarantee. That's the only problem. That's the great thing about the Premier League. The little ones can take down the big ones.
Yeah, because and some of your players have really let me down. I Rashford in, and he.
Did you get that little budgie?
Because last year he scored loads of goals, and he's a midfielder according to this, and you're at home to Nottingham Forest.
He's not a midfielder. He's not a striker. He's a waste of bloody space.
Well,
all footballers are a waste of bloody space.
No, I mean seriously, Rashford is. Don't get me wrong, he can perform on his day, but the problem is his day doesn't come that often. And you need quality performance if you're going to try and be a top flight team. You need consistent. You need someone who's going to put the ball in the back of the net consistently. Someone like De Bruyne. I hate to use a sick player to quote that one. De Bruyne or Salah, and that's another one I don't like using. But they did. They put the ball in the back of the net consistently. And Rashford just can't do that. He just can't. Anyway, enough talking about football.
Yeah, good. I hate football.
Actually, no, let's carry on talking about.
Fuck you.
Nope. But yeah, no, I don't like the start of this season. I've not been watching any of it. I am looking forward to proxying all these models when I do get a chance to play. Problem is, I think there's a total of about 130 models I've got to put on the table.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, if you were saying earlier that you're going to have to play a 2,000 point game with 700 points of nits, just count each termagant as a lictor.
No, what I'm going to do is all my assault intercessors are going to become gene stealers. My primary dreadnoughts are becoming screamer killer Carnifexes.
Okay.
You see how I'm going with this? My true bomb marines are being more of these. So I think in total I'm taking 60 termagants, 20 gene stealers, 10 neurogons, the full Leviathan box set, essentially, and then more big clawy things and more of these things to clog up his fucking Terminators. Well, he's taking 15 paladins, 15 strike.
There you go. He'll be up in a minute. He's finishing dinner.
Excellent. 15 the jump strike ones. Drago, Valdus, and a Nemesis Dread Knight. That's what he's taking. Oh, and the
See,
land.
I'm not as familiar with Grey Knights as I would like to be. I've not played against them since 7th edition.
Well,
In
7th
fact, I've
edition.
not played them since like a month after they were actually initially released, and they were ridiculously powerful then.
Yeah, they were.
Hello, I'm back.
Good evening, Lee. You're back with a
Hello.
working microphone now.
Look.
I can't see what I'm looking at. Oh, you have.
bro.
Oh, is this the one with the side feeder that I wasn't convinced on?
Yeah. It's not just got side feed.
I'm not convinced on side feed. Side feed just.
It's got the side feed.
Hey, anything
What
with
brand is
extra
it?
part.
It's no brand. It's come from Timo, and I've done tests on it, and it's a decent airbrush.
Wait a minute. You said it come from Timo.
Yeah.
And then you said it's a decent airbrush.
Yeah.
Isn't that an oxymoron?
You say it's decent at the moment, but see how long it lasts for before it fails on you.
Yeah, I mean, that one that I showed you at the moment, I'm having problems, so I'm going to have to...
You gotta. I'll be fine with it. You clean it, you keep it clean out and strip it down. It'll be fine.
See,
that's what I did with my first one, but it after a couple of months, it just stopped working.
Yeah. It's. I've got one. I've got the same one.
This one's sputtering at the moment.
The only last you're lucky if you get a month out of those ones. They're not made for the heavy work we try and put them through.
It worked okay for the initial 20.
No, I'm on about the one thing he's on about on the cylinder. They're not made for it. You've got they only spray at 8 RPI, 8
PSI.
8. So they're not. You've got to really thin the paint down.
Right. No, mine will just blow it straight through.
Yeah, no, those ones that we're on about.
Well, give me a second. I'll go show you the one.
Those tanks, they're not made. That tank is only 7.
Oh, that's tiny. I'll show you a real thing. Give me a minute. Yeah. Bloody useless pieces of tiny rubber.
That's the one we're on about. Where's mine? I've moved it now because it's surface to.
This is typical. Mine's bigger than yours.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me just lift this up. And you want something like that?
Nah. Do you know what you want? An industrial garage one. That's what I've got.
Yeah. What? Big air tank. Big compressor.
Mine's bigger than that.
I mean, what is it? It's
I can run power. I can run air.
Sup, dude? Not seen you for a long time. Too far. So this is a 4-bar. What is that? Yeah, 3-liter air tank.
I've got a 200-liter air tank.
Yeah, but this does fine. This does fine. Nice 4-bar on it.
There's my.
You don't need a 200-liter tank.
But
you do if you don't want the noise.
I should have gone and buy one when I've got
Hello,
it.
Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hello, Angie.
And wow, I've got loads of people. I've got people that I've not seen but in my chat for ages. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you.
There's the airbrush I used to have that goes on that tank.
We have a conflicting issue.
No, I'm gonna drop Beaky. Beaky, you haven't said anything. I think you're having issues with your mic or whatever. I'm gonna drop you off for 5 minutes, okay? Let Daniel say hello. Okay. So I'm making an executive decision. Beaky, it's nothing.
This is the reason why I give you the power.
Abusing your power already.
Oh, he is. Well, no, this is why I give Captain the ability to do this, because he does make relatively decent judgment calls.
Yes.
I know, but Beak is not going to be too... If he's asked, he'll let us know in the private chat.
Yes. And it just means, I know he doesn't calm up, that's fine, but he hasn't said anything, so...
we haven't shut up.
Yeah, drop him.
Yeah, but we haven't shut up.
Yeah, get rid of the dead weight.
No, I've got a stay.
I'll go then.
I've got to stay, apparently. Captain said I've got to stay. Anyway, Daniel, how are you?
Well,
Since
yeah,
you
it's
just
your
joined us.
fucking channel.
I'm good. Thanks for having me up, guys. Cheers, everyone. You know,
No problem.
Hello,
I'm
Daniel.
Don't
told you
believe
I
it,
would.
Vicky.
I told you guys I'd be up here, so I'm here. You know, if only for a little bit, just to say hello.
To be quite honest, I thought you was going to be the only person I would have up this evening.
Really?
I didn't think anyone else would join because
What?
since Escape said she had a tournament, Lee's usually on streams all over the place. Captain's got work tomorrow.
I gotcha.
So I was expecting only to have one person up with
I'm literally here just to support, say hello for half an hour. I said that, you know, because
45 minutes later.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
but
It's like
you know
me.
what I mean. I'm not staying up all night. I just wanted to come up and say hello because I like Laz a lot, and I wanna represent. I want to support him in his channel if I can. You know, so
Yeah, man.
and even if it is just turning up and saying hello, you know, because I do try and support people on YouTube that I like. Everybody else can fuck off. I don't care. But the people I like, I'll do my best, even if it is just leaving a comment and I like, you know.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I get you, man. I get you. It's just, you know, it's like time. My God, man, find me that 25th hour in the day, you know, to do it all.
I found the 25th hour in the day. Just like it gets used up. I need the 27th hour. In the day.
27th, around the 27th hour. Yeah.
You'll just waste it on something. So
pretty much. Pretty much.
What you need to do is cut the dead wood, you know. And there was a point I said that'd be Spencer, but now you've got a silver button. You're stuck with him. So
yeah, right. Oh, that is it, isn't it? Got the silver button. We can't change the name either. So
did you get the two of them, or did they send you one?
No, they sent us one. The next one, we had to verify the channel, so we had to get the check mark before we could order another one. So we ordered the other one. And that comes probably within 7 days too.
Right, that's okay. So, it would be shitty if after all that you had a time shirt, you know.
Yeah, like some like redheaded stepchild. Like I get weekends. I get weekends.
And especially now that he's miles away from you, you know. So
yeah,
you don't want
way too far away.
In real life, how you coping with your mate moving away like that?
Well, I mean, it was always kind of a possibility. You know, we didn't know how the community would move with us.
I know that fuck the community. As you said, real life. He's your real life friend, and you hung out, you did stuff. That's what I mean. This is only fucking YouTube. This isn't real.
Oh yeah,
no. That's what I mean in real life. You're one of your one of your best mates has moved.
I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, it's like you have to conform and you have to bend with life choices, man. Like. You know,
he has to use his own right hand.
Yeah, he had to do his shit, you know, and so it's like, fuck yeah, I got your back, man, you know, kind of thing, and we'll make it work. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't fucking work, but we'll try.
Where did you go, Mike?
May, I think May after April 1st. I think.
How far away is he from you now? Sorry, I haven't quite called where he moved to.
6 hours away.
Okay.
It's not that much. It's just, you know, what, like
no. See,
not that much. You travel 6 hours in the UK. You're pretty much on the other side of the country.
You know pretty much about it. You're going from top to bottom.
You have to remember, you're the only Yank on the panel. 6 hours to us is fucking, you know, it's countries away.
Yeah. I get that.
I can
do 6 hour drive is enough to get 6 hours drive is enough of a reason to get a flight.
Bed and breakfast.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would have been cheaper for me, man.
I could do Ireland up and down twice in 6 hours.
That's crazy. You know, a lot of people don't understand. Like the distances are just fucking vast. You know?
America compared to most of the places apart from Russia.
You know, and like you do the GPS and you zoom out, you're like, I'm only traveling like a quarter inch compared to the whole fucking thing.
See, I was talking about this actually at the dinner table earlier about how big it is, because I know Sam, who's in the chat, she's Alaskan, and you know
Something
BC's
Alaska?
knocking about at times. He's Canadian. The problem is we look at the map, and the map's not really representative.
No.
You know, so you don't realize just how massive Alaska is, and then Canada, I think, bigger. But just because they squeeze it on a map, you don't get a sense of the scale. You know.
No.
I don't know.
Yep.
Mexico looks about the same size as Alaska, and he's like, "Nah, that doesn't."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous. I look at distance in hours. Like give me like 6 hours. Where am I going to end up? You know, like give me that like radius, and then that's kind of real. That puts everything into perspective. You know,
Yeah,
but
get in the car. I can get from here to here in 6 hours. I can get from here to here in 6 hours.
But Daniel, you're ignoring the chat. There's one of your
cheers.
fellow.
Cheers, Angie. Cheers, Angie. And Sam, cheers. Yes, and Beaky. Everyone. Cheers.
I mean, you do have some American representation in the chat. It's just that you're the only one up here with all those nice Brits.
Yes, it is nice. Nice to be here. That's for damn sure.
So now the league's dropped off. Let's bring Beaky back. And Beaky, this time you can turn your mic on if you want. So
I think Beaky's mic's already on. He's just...
He's not talking.
He said he was talking to himself, so he is possibly taking the piss. I don't know.
I was singing. Come on, fella, you don't want to wear that.
What were you singing?
I've been doing some editing, so it was music. I nearly said a bad word. I've been messing around with all day.
You nearly said a bad word.
I had
a
mortified.
How
Premiere
dare
Pro's
you?
just crashed and just taken down the last 7 hours worth of work.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
It's great, isn't it?
It sounds like
I was about to say hello. How are you? But I've got my answer already.
Champion. It just didn't need that. That was all.
Yeah.
Oh
no! Fuck that. See, I'm putting look
Lars, can I show Daniel something here? Just that I was talking about now. He's here. Can I present?
So long as it's not your cock.
Sorry, I'm not doing them.
The funny thing is, I thought exactly the same thing.
I had said Daniel,
everybody else,
football, but we left it too late. But something to think about for next season, maybe.
Okay.
For a bit of crack on your let's see, on the stream.
Aris and the Nation, Unplugged Nation.
Yeah, so one of your many channels, but maybe one of the smaller ones that is in music. Premier League. This is free to do, so you can set up your own league.
What? So it's like a fantasy. It's a fantasy football league.
Yeah, pretty much, but it's Premier League, so it's proper football, not your American rugby nonsense that you all
play. Yeah, no, I figured. I see it with the kits and stuff. The ridiculous
so you
kits,
get.
You know?
I mean, it's Ganar Work set it up, which is why I joined it, and I'll turn that off now. I just wanted to let you see it. But
well, that's awesome, man.
I had said about what you want. Hold on. Who's not there? No, there's nobody missing. I need one of your make one of your. There you go, good man. What you're doing.
What just happened?
It's my custom layout on this one.
I think that'd be so. It's too late now, and I didn't think of it quick enough. Just you were in the chat one day, and I remember I said you do fancy football. But maybe next year, one of you, because you have so many people based over here, so many UK and and even European fans that all watch the Premiership. You could set up your Irish in the Nation league, and you just get a unique code, and anybody who wants to play can join.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, nothing else to do. You may as well start a fantasy league football, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but
I mean, why not?
As we it's too late now, but as we unplugged one or something, because you have so many Brits in it, and and then you can.
That's just a great way to interact and freaking straight talk shit. That's a great way, man. Hell yeah!
We don't do that enough.
Well, no, I mean now it's around sports and not everything else.
He's going to end up as everything else.
I know that, but at least it'll start somewhere organized, right?
It's not organized in the first place.
No, it's really not. It's all over the place, man.
Let's do World Cup reactions, and then it just all went to shit.
Yeah.
I'd rather gouge my eyes out with a rusty spoon.
I thought that was a regular weekend.
Yeah.
I've no interest in World Cup football. Northern Ireland haven't qualified for a World Cup since 1986. So,
Really?
and they're not likely to qualify for one again. The way things are set up, it's not going to happen. So,
no. What do we just take a look at? Laz, I told you yesterday. What did we? Something
That was yesterday. I've slept since then.
Yeah, me too. I already reacted to it. It's a movie about football, about Leeds.
Oh, Damned United.
The
The
Damn United.
mighty Leeds.
oh,
Yeah,
right,
we watched that. That was decent, man. That was a decent movie. That was a decent film.
yeah.
That
See, it's
shocked
weird.
me.
There are classic games you could pick out and react to with them, and the instantly people go, "Fuck, that was great," But it's getting them past the YouTube thing,
fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm going to go make it to a fucking Arsenal game so I can film that shit on my fucking phone and then fucking upload it.
Why Arsenal?
Because they keep blocking all my shit.
Oh, right. That's
They are
Just the Gunners.
it's the fucking principle of the thing.
I thought you'd adopted the Arsenal was all.
Fuck that. Fuck them. I gotta
spite.
Are they out to get you?
out of spite, I have to go film it and post it up because it's oh my god, man. It's just a pain in the ass. Anyway, whatever. Everywhere else was fine except for them. Heaven forbid.
I sort of understand because, to be honest, there's so much money in football. I hate the money that's in it.
It's the main reason I hate football.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm getting that way. I mean, I've been a football fan my whole life, but recently I've really been struggling to give a fuck about it because a bunch of multi-millionaire fucking scumbags chasing the middle of
the Premiership that you just need to start watching. That's what it is. I'm saying.
No, it's what. Look,
I love the game. Can't abide the Premiership.
Even in the lower leagues now, you've bang average footballers are millionaires by the time they're 20. And I know it's not at all the teams. I know that, but at a lot of the fucking clubs,
football has always been a people's game. Without the fans, it's nothing, and it's switched across. It's a money game now.
Yep.
Yeah, and
it's turning more American.
There we go.
And despite what they all say, it's still very much anti-LGBT at the moment, which is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, personally, I don't care about shit like that. I want to watch football. To switch off. I hate footballers trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't think. I hate them.
Yeah.
Just play the fucking game, and I work hard all week. I want to sit on a Saturday. I want to put the football on and I want to watch it. I don't want footballers pretending to care about one issue or another.
Yeah, because they don't. None of them really do.
No, I don't give a fuck about BLM, LGB, blah, 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 any of it. I want to watch football to get away from my shitty life and spend 2 hours being distracted and enjoying myself. I don't want lectured by TV stars. I don't want lectured by fucking musicians. I don't want lectured by fucking sports stars. Fucking dicks like Rio Ferdinand trying to say that the average fan isn't smart enough to understand racism. You'd fuck off, you dumb bastard. You can barely tie your own shoelaces and you're going to lecture me, prick,
And is that like a current development across the pond? Because it's been happening a while over here, man.
No, it's about the same time.
We'll put it like this. Since George Floyd, let's just be kind and say died,
Yeah.
Footballers here are still taking a fucking knee at Premiership games, right? The last time England played the American players were looking at them going, "What are you doing, you fuckwits?" The England players all took a knee, but the Americans...
Yeah, that's because they got told to.
And half of them are black Americans, looked at them going,
"The fuck are you doing?
What are you
doing?
Can
we play football?" Yeah.
Just
entertain
us.
It's a shame.
It's
a shame. It's
see him a movie, see him a fucking... Because I tell you what's going to happen. People are going to get pissed off at people like me. I don't give a fuck what adults do in their own life. I have no problem with anybody's sexuality and all the rest of it. But see, being constantly lectured about everything and it's putting people off. Same with race relations, same with everything. It's all identity politics, and it is just separating people. It's not splitting them. It's not bringing people together.
It's all orchestrated. Divide and conquer. Did you not read?
Bullshit. And like I say, I work all week. I've got family to look after, all the rest of it. So when I switch the TV on, I just want entertained. I don't want fucking some prick, talking down to me saying, "You have to believe this. You have to do that. This is right. This is wrong."
There's no place now anymore where you can just kind of like unplug. It's all like a mental fucking, I don't know. But I feel you on that one, man. I feel the same way. That's why I don't watch shit on TV anymore. Period.
I do like to try and keep this as an area where you can keep open-minded, you can have an opinion and realize that your opinion is the same as mine and it's worth the same as mine and it's shit.
Yeah.
So talk as much as you want because nobody cares, including me.
Yeah.
And I don't care about my opinion, so what makes you think I give two shits about yours?
It's the beauty
we're here to change minds and lives. We're here to change minds and lives.
I'm not here to change minds. I am not here to change minds. All lives. No. Keep your fucking life. Do whatever you want with it.
Change colors then, maybe?
Yeah. Anything. Do whatever you want with your life. I do not give two flying fucks. Does it affect me? No? Fine. Go ahead. Are you going to jump off a cliff? Go for it. If you think you want to do that, go for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I haven't lost an ounce of sleep. I don't sleep, but when I do, I sleep very well. Unfortunately, I mean, for everyone's dismay, I sleep fine.
I saw something today that's going to stop me sleeping. Oh, it's been a while since I've wanted to hurt somebody so much.
Have you seen a Margaret Thatcher porn shoot?
No, I saw a little white poodle. A lovely, fluffy white poodle with a dyed pink tail.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It could have been natural.
Oh, yeah.
What? Just highly stained? Highly stained.
So the poodle's naturally pink, it just dyed all the other bits white, so...
Oh my god!
If it was natural, that means they must have been carefully, selectively breeding that poodle for years with a pom pom.
Feeding shrimps.
Either that, or they've been fucking it in the ass and it's been bleeding.
Like I care much more about animals than I do people.
For sure.
Right?
Me too.
I'm not a people person. I love animals, and even it gets me now because my dad brought the first Rottweiler ever in Northern Ireland, right? He was the first one ever to have one here, and they were always had docked tails, the wee short tails.
Yeah.
And the Kennel Club and all's done away with them. You can't in the UK now. You can't. The Rottweilers and Doberman all have long tails, right?
Yeah, you're not allowed to dock them.
You can't. The way that you see them is the wee short tails.
It's all the mutilation, though.
Docking do that over here now.
Their ears. It's not right.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. That's a good ban. But you see dogs. I mean, is it the American Bulldog? The Yanks are still physically cutting dogs' ears to make them pointy. I hate that way of passion because it's
disgusting.
And
there's a particular group over here do the same thing, and they do it because they can bring more money for the dogs. They don't care about the animals. It's just a money-making machine.
That's exactly it. That is exactly it. They just want money.
And the law isn't cutting down on it enough.
Yeah. Well, the law doesn't do what it should do anyway. The law does what it's
in
told.
general, no.
And then,
when I take over, I'll fix all that.
Now, do I put my hands over my balls or do I put my hands over my eyes?
When I run the world, I'll fix everything. So
there you go, man. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. When I'm in charge, everyone's against the wall. Everybody.
I've already decided what I'm doing when I'm in charge.
I'm
going to take all the good. Everyone in the UK has to take a test. If they're good people, they get put in the mainland UK. If they're bad people, they get put in Ireland. No offense to you, Captain.
The good and the bad?
Right? That'll be my decision. If you're good, If you're good, you're in mainland UK. If you're bad, you go to Ireland. Then we build a 50-foot wall around Ireland, then flood it. We abolish money, get rid of money. Everyone has a abolish money, like Star Trek. But we replaced it with monopoly money. Then everyone is rich because everyone's got at least one monopoly board.
Oh, yeah.
Is that not just communism? Is that just communism?
That is communism in
Wait, I've seen that movie. Haven't we gone through that once? That was awesome. Yeah. Do it. I'm for it.
Then we put a dome over. Then we put a dome over the UK so it stops the rain because rain is fucking shite. And then then around the UK, I'll build massive sprinklers so that when we do need the water, we can turn it on and on. So we can be on and off. So we can have rain when we need it, not when we every time we leave the fucking house.
Yeah, let's have it at night when we're asleep.
Yes, exactly.
Are you gonna trust an average human being to be in charge of the whole water supply? Like they could.
No, it'll be me. It'll be me.
Good.
It'll be
good.
It'll be automated from my phone.
Just whenever you feel sad, just turn on. Oh, she's, and, you're outside. Like, oh, she's sad.
Yeah, but Peaky asked a very, very good question there. Who gets to decide who's good and bad?
Me.
Yes. So but by what criteria? We give the phone to somebody else.
Yeah, I guarantee you, my criteria for what's good and bad will be different than yours.
You just have to be integrally a decent person and not wishing harm on other people, and also not thick as shit like half the country is right now.
Okay, so me and you, Captain, we're getting shipped to Ireland.
We're fucked. Well, I'm already here.
Yeah, we're folks. We're folks already. We don't even have to take the test. We're just going to get on the boat.
And I don't mean, I know we're sort of half joking, but it's like you either have free speech, you don't. So if you try and say, well, you can't say, hate speech, you can't say this, that, and the other, but who gets to decide what's hateful and what isn't? Because what's hateful to me is different than what's hateful to you.
What's hateful, in my definition, is if what is important is intent. That's all. It's intent. If what you said was intended to hurt, demoralize, or upset someone, then it's offensive. If what you said was not intended in that way, then it could be something else, like a misunderstanding, or
But when did people get the right to not be offended? When did that start?
My way stops the person being offended being in charge and puts it into the intent. And intent can usually be clearly defined. Not always, but I don't know.
No, I guarantee you very few people can read my intent when I speak.
Yeah, most of the time it's obvious whether someone means to be offensive or doesn't. And most British people can tell because we're very good at taking the piss out of people and not meaning it.
Yeah, but then you're making it subjective.
It already is subjective.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't apply an equal standard to something that's subjective, because what offends me is different than what offends you. What I mean when I say something is probably different than what you mean when you say something. So you have to
got into this mess in the first place. Why didn't we just leave it and say, fuck it, everybody be offended? Nobody died from being offended. Absolutely. All right, carry on.
That's true.
That's true.
I would start slow. Just start taking the warning labels off everything, and then just start slow like that.
Yeah, start with the medications. Yeah. Start at the top end.
Slow game.
There's a fantastic Australian comedian called
Darwin system. He was too stupid to survive.
Yeah, but
the Darwin Awards that'll be part of the test. If you fail the Darwin Award, then you're fine.
Well, there's a really great. I'll maybe try and find you the link. It's an Australian comedian called Stephen Hughes, whatever.
Oh, I know Steve Hughes.
And he does a bit at the Apollo in London. He's talking about people being offended and stuff. And he goes, and he talks. He says you can all fuck off. He says, if offense is what it is, I'm offended by boy bands. And then he does this bit about phoning the police because there's 5 pricks in white suits dancing on the TV. And it's brilliant. And it's just.
In fact, Daniel, if you can get a reaction on EST21 with Steve Hughes on that Apollo set that Captain's talking about,
I'll find you the link. I'll send you
send
if you
it,
want
send it to me.
it's a brilliant set.
Because he
By the
talks
way,
about
Daniel,
the music and
congratulations,
stuff.
fella. I
And
didn't get a chance to tell you before. I haven't seen your video yet. I'll catch it later.
Oh, of course, man. No, hey, thanks again, man.
Yeah, 100K is a big thing, especially when you sat on somebody's channel with 73.
Hey, no, man.
Yeah.
No, man. It's not about that, dude. It's about the people that comprise everything, man. Like it's. I can't believe it happened, but I'm happy it did. You know, it's kind of like.
Watching your growth. I mean, you literally went from like 20,000 and you just skyrocketed. You just went. Yeah. You just picked up and just didn't want to stop.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason we hit it is because we weren't trying to hit nothing. I feel like if you were trying to do this, like you couldn't do it. So it's like it's a pleasant mistake. That's what we.
Yeah. I've just sent you that link, Daniel. Just what we're talking about. I think you'll find it. Even if you don't get it out, it's really funny. It's worth a watch. Just and we'll not say any more because it's not a reaction if we spoiled it all. But
gotcha.
He's funny, and he's.
I know that set almost off by heart, so yeah, I'll show up.
Yeah, I've watched it a few times. I think he's super funny. He's a big heavy metal fan, which is good, and.
Well, he actually lives in Manchester at the moment as well.
Well, we'll not hold that against him.
Well, all right.
It's all right. If he lived in Liverpool, that would be worse.
Yeah,
because I'm about to head out and get to some more content, guys, from Race Tech 21. So I'm gonna hop off. But hey, thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure.
It's always nice to be on.
See you, Daniel.
If
well
you
done.
finish early enough and you wish to invite Spencer over and I'm still on, feel free.
All right, man. Of course.
I don't know. I'm not sure how well he'll hold up, but yeah.
That should go very well. Trust me.
Congrats for the silver, Daniel, and see you later.
Appreciate it. Later, guys.
In a bit, man.
Yeah,
so what was you talking about again?
It was silver he got, wasn't it?
Yeah, silver plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch the video, so.
100K.
I only caught the tail end of it, so
and I only got the beginning. So
I've missed the lives. I've not been getting notifications.
Neither have I, actually.
YouTube's like that. I noticed. I went through I deleted a lot of unsubscribed Clatter channels, but I looked at my subscriptions. There was stuff that I was subscribed to that I've never even heard of. It was weird, and stuff that I thought, Craig from Kent Beer Reviews.
Yeah,
I know I subscribed to him a while ago, and I only looked a week or two ago, and I wasn't subscribed again, and had to go back and resubscribe.
Yeah, I don't get it with YouTube. They keep doing that, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, it's stupid, and honestly, I don't like subscribing to too many things. I don't want too many notifications. I don't like enough people to subscribe to their stuff.
There's not enough hours in the day to keep up on it all when you get too many.
So I just try. There's certain things. I mean, I like Daniel a lot, so I keep in touch with Daniel's stuff. JV doesn't put stuff out at the minute. And I suppose JV's alive on those thrives.
Hangout.
Oh, right, yeah, JV. I wasn't sure if you said JV or JT.
No, JV, and I don't. A lot of stuff.
Don't do JT.
It's just
I don't like JT anymore.
No, I never did. Well, I presume we're talking about the same squeaky voiced prick, yeah.
The guy who. Yeah, the American React JT. He now does it with his girlfriend.
All right.
I watched him for a bit, and then it just got boring because he seemed a little bit too simple.
Right. No, it's not. Look, I watch EBs, and again, it's mostly because I like EB. It's not,
I watch EB all the time, and I like EB.
Watch all his stuff now because you can say there's just isn't enough hours in a day to watch everything everybody's putting out. So selective, and to be honest, Squirrel's the same. I like Squirrel, so I watch Squirrel stuff and I try and support him, and I like Daniel, so I'll do the same with him. But there's other ones that just, because I looked the other day and there was ones I had subscribed to, and I'm looking at it going, but I never watch any of your stuff. I'm not going to watch any of your stuff. so just started unsubscribing to things, you know. So
Yeah.
I've gone around done a bit of housekeeping and just cleaned a few out. Not so many I stay on now. I mean, I still see some of the guys I used to sort of be subscribed to. I still see their stuff in the feed from time to time, so I'll watch the odd ones. But like you say, Alan and Daniel, I try and stay on top of those two, so I followed them for a while. I like this stuff.
Yeah, but most of the others, I just like, no, I haven't got time for that. I haven't got time.
Squirrel, I like Squirrel stuff's good. Squirrel's a really good reactor. You know, he doesn't.
I've not watched his reactions yet.
He doesn't interrupt the things too much, which is good. He sits and takes notes, and if it's comedy stuff, he'll laugh along. He'll pause it occasionally, and he'll say something. He doesn't stop and talk over it constantly. And then he's a funny guy and he's a smart guy, and his reactions tend to be A, genuine, and B, reasonably insightful. Whereas
I thought as a reactor you have to stop it like every minute or something.
Some do and some don't.
You can get away with it as long as the videos. Say if you're reacting to a 3-minute video and your video's 12 minutes long, you can get away with having enough original content in there to get slightly longer plays.
Right. So if he talks about it afterwards.
Yeah.
It is arbitrary sometimes. Yeah, because I mean, Squirrel's trying to get stuff through that hundreds of other people have reacted to, and he can't get it through, and it's, you know, and other guys that literally watch it and at the end go, haha, that was funny. Yeah, thanks for, you know, and it's pathetic, and like say but the problem is the reactions, and you know, it's hard when they overlap so much, and then sometimes you see the same stuff being reacted to all the time. It's, you know, and then you get to be honest, I mean, fucking Charlie will react to everything, and he's doing Rain constantly, and I hate that. I hate Rain.
I don't know. I unsubbed from Chadio months ago.
I haven't, and it's not. I mean, I have no issue with him. It just he's reacting to everything Rain does, and I don't get it. You know, everybody's raving about this new artist, and I'm listening to it going, am I missing something? You know, but it's just not my cup of tea. But he must have done maybe at least 10 different Rain reactions.
Yeah, the thing with the Ren reactions, though, I mean, yes, the man's talented and he's getting out there, but he has a very tight following. So those that watch Ren and watch the reactors to Ren, they watch them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's good for numbers. You know, it's good for numbers. If he's trying to build numbers, then they'd get him there quickly.
Yeah, but will they keep him there? And that's the thing. If he does something that they don't like, they're going to ditch him. And they're going to drop him like...
Same for anything.
Hello, Kevin. Sam.
Good evening, Kevin. How you doing, man? I mean, Kevin comes into it. You've been in times, haven't you?
But it's not... See, I think if the reactor's watching stuff just to get views and this'll work, I don't think it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel organic. And
no, it doesn't.
When you watch some of them and you know they're watching it, you know, because of, you know, whatever reason, a lot of them have reasons, you know. I'm not, you know, I know why Squirrel does his, I know why EB does his. You know, there's a reason, and with Daniel and Spencer, it's because they were just starting to, you know, they want to do something on YouTube, but they wanted a genuine thing. So, under, you know, Spencer, particularly to begin with, of the two, was a big music, you know, because he plays music, you know, so they're both music fans. But it was a discovery thing, because I think if you're,
well, I found out something very interesting today. Do you know what Embrace the Suck was originally supposed to be doing on their channel?
No.
So Daniel and Spencer. It's supposed to be a fitness channel.
Oh yes, I had heard that.
It was a what?
It was supposed to be a fitness channel.
They were going to do a Iron Man type thing, weren't they?
Yeah,
I don't mean any offense to them, but that's not that is far from the first thing that I would have ever expected.
I was shocked as well. I was like, "What?
I've heard.
Although they are American, they're probably like. They're probably the paragon of fitness in America.
No. I mean that fitness thing just got dropped really quickly.
No, but a lot of them look at EB started off as beer review, I think.
Beer
so
and
JV.
reviews, yeah.
I think JV did the same. But
no, I think JV just got up and drank.
No, but ostensibly it was the beer community stumbled across, you see, and I think I could be wrong, but then obviously because JV's Mr. Music, because he's so good at it.
No, don't rub it in. We all know JV's practically God when it comes to guitar compared to everybody else.
I'm being complimentary in case he's lurking.
I'm just telling the truth. The man's a fucking good guitarist. And
he absolutely is. He absolutely is.
He's so good, it's sickening to a degree.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, for God's sake, there's talent and then there's you.
I keep saying to him, you do realize I hate talented people, don't you? Every time he does something new and everything he does, he's good at, so.
It's just a bit too much sometimes. It's like, how the fuck are we supposed to compete with you?
Yeah. Because even he still does the best panel show when you look at it. His is always, people are fighting to get on it. There's loads of people watching. It's always relatively interesting.
By the time I get back on a Friday night, there's no room for me to jump up.
Yeah, but you look at others, because he's taking a break on Fridays, and you look at others doing it. And I don't mean any disrespect to them, because I love hanging with Carla and Thrice, but it's not the same.
You're not going to get... I mean, on JVs, you will get anything from Sparkle and Angie doing art and other stuff, and then the next week you get me, you, and BC all slagging each other off.
Yeah.
Then the week after you'll have Thrash, Blake, and JV all talk about music.
Yeah.
So you literally have three completely different streams.
But, I mean, the last when Carla did the first Friday after what JV said he wasn't doing the following Friday, Carla did it, and I went up because I like Carla, and I'm normally there, but she'd fucking Robert on and Fulton, and I just went no, bye, and I just said life's too short, on the left.
I'm sorry. Robert looks like he eats kids. I wouldn't.
I'm not sitting. I sit up at 4 or 5 in the morning to hang out with BC and JV and Blake and all the rest. And you when you're there, and I'm not sitting up to stupid o'clock and struggling on a Saturday to sit with fucking some of the dumbest people in the world. And
which Friday was it when there was a live that wasn't live?
That's live. It wasn't.
Yes, essentially, it was this, but without clicking the go live button.
Oh, I don't know. Like to be honest, we do. The other week, I think maybe because we do that from time to time. It means we can sit and play music. We're worrying about copyright and.
The only reason I remember it is because I walked in the house and my Instagram went off with the message from BC, and all it was a StreamYard link.
Yeah.
I don't get StreamYard links from BC. What the hell's going on? So I clicked it and then found out what was going on.
Yeah, that was the other week. We were hanging out and you jumped up for a bit. Yeah, that's because we do that because it's a chance to do this, but without anybody watching or without the restrictions, and without some people are afraid to say stuff, and and because there's so many of us are all music fans, we like to just play music videos and stuff, and you can't do that when you're on live, so. Right, listen, I've been on for much longer than I said I was going to.
Half an hour.
So, but things like just
an hour later.
I'll pop up every time I can. It's just getting harder to get a bit of free time sometimes. So,
Captain, you whenever you want. You just just set yourself up.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of the show, and thanks for having me up. And we'll definitely do it again. So.
To be quite honest, it's me who's going to be thanking you because you've been the one bringing everybody up and highlighting comments. So thank you very much for your administration privileges and your administration capabilities.
Yeah.
That means once you bugger off, that means I've got to do it all myself now.
You'll be all right.
And we all know how good I am at
that. Right, guys. I'll if I get a chance, I'll check in later. I almost certainly won't be jumping back up, but I'll you know what I mean. I'll pop in and chat later if I can. So. All right, so
speak to you again. Send us a message at any point if you want.
No bother. Okay.
If not, have a good night, mate. Have a good night.
Yep.
See ya.
Okay. Right. Cheers. Bye.
See you, Captain.
Right. How many have we done now? I've actually lost count of how far I'm up to. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I'm over halfway through. Yes. And I'm onto the green. So that means I'm really over halfway through because green's the last colour.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. It's the last colour apart from the dry brush over the top.
Well, Abby finally finished a commission that I started like 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks for a commission, that's bad.
Yeah, but I haven't touched it in a good few weeks because this is that non-metallic gold emperor.
Oh, so you're doing non-metallic metal for it?
Yeah, for the entire model.
Yeah.
I've got it. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, fuck that. Give me gold.
Yeah.
Give me the actual shiny gold metallic colour.
Yeah, but it's like once I've done this, he'll probably pay me direct to the bank account, and it's good money. So, and then I've got another prime act. Then I've got another. No, I take payment after I finish the model if they are satisfied with the model.
Oh, cool. See,
that's how I want to do my business because it's all about trust and happiness. I don't want to take money off people. Some people have given me the money before I've done the job, and I don't like that because it actually, I know this sounds bad, but it almost demotivates me to do it. The money is actually a big motivation to do it unless I'm really excited to paint it. Actually, I've got a model here you might like a look of. This is not 40k, not fantasy, nothing like that. This is from a game called Dreamwalker.
Oh, that's nice. Is it missing its head?
No, it's just a very small beak. It's got like a very small beaky head.
Yeah,
really.
Those wings are nice though.
But the base is a ship.
Huge. So scale-wise, it's huge.
Yeah, and then like that's that. So you can see that, and then these 4 models are like the guys who fight it. So it's almost like Clash of the Titans kind of thing.
Wait a minute, they're supposed to be on that ship?
No, this is to scale. This is to scale in this. This guy is holding half a ship as a shield.
Oh right, okay. So he's a big motherfucker as well.
Yeah, all 4 of these are big guys. This is all big scale stuff. These are like, what's this? Yeah, this guy, it looks like he's carrying a pistol, but it's actually a huge ballista.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, it's
nice.
It's a game called Dreamwalker or something like that. But yeah, this is a cool model. And it's set in the real world, but in a mythological thing. So this ship is actually Minoan.
So it's almost Cthulhu-ish.
Well, kind of, but it's set. This ship belongs to the Minoans, like Nothos.
Like who?
You don't know anything about history like that, then I take it.
No.
Okay. The Minoans, an ancient civilization from God knows how long ago. They used the bull as their symbol and stuff like that. The actual bull symbol that they used on their mosaics and stuff, you would have seen millions of times before, as it's super famous.
I'll probably recognize something from it. I just won't be able to clock it over to go, oh, that's the Minoan ship. But no, yeah, that's the bull I've seen before. But more like that. So
yeah, the bull on the side, the side view of the bull is super famous.
See, my problem is I know a lot of stuff. I just don't remember where it's from.
Yeah. You'll know exactly what this is if you saw the reference material for it. But because I'm using my phone here, I can't show you it.
Oh, don't worry. You can. If you really want to, you could send me a link.
No, I could actually do it now because I can use my tablet to get the picture and to show you that from the phone.
You could do that. Red gets very few votes on my channels compared to other artists. Men's been overflooded. Men's been overflooded. As soon as he got that high Ren song came out, he just got absolutely bombarded.
There you go. Can you see?
I will in a moment. I can't right now, but let's have a look. Ski.
The Minoan Bowl. Is that?
Oh, yes. Yes. I've seen that one before.
Yeah. So it's kind of like real world, but with mythological creatures and stuff kind of put into it. Not as dark as Cthulhu, but I think there is a dark. Well, actually, no. This big giant moth creature is very, very Cthulhu-like, isn't it?
Not as dark as Cthulhu. You got giants beating the shit out of each other with ships and ballistas. How dark do you want it to be?
Yeah, of course. It is dark, and he's supposed to be like very oily skin and dark, and it looks like his stomach is kind of like opening up with his guts pouring out of it and stuff. So I'm not sure how he wants that painted, but yeah, it's a fun little commission actually.
That's nice. See, I like. It's good to get something fun and that breaks up your painting. That's why I'm enjoying these so much because, as I said at the start,
completely different to what you used to. Yeah,
I'm getting to use greens, purples, yellows, and rather than blues, blacks, and reds, which I normally use, a completely different color palette. So it's like, woohoo, something fun and new to paint.
Yeah, indeed.
The problem is when I run out of them, I'm then going back to Space Marines.
Yeah. Oh, I've got how many Space Marines? I've got 3 Orc combat patrols to do. I've got one.
Are these for John?
No, none of them for John. I've got nothing to paint for John himself. But I am sending him a squig-off to paint for a video, and then that squig-off will go on my comp site.
Along with the big red button drop.
Yeah, the big red button's ending this week, ending on Monday, and the squig-off is going to be my first month-long comp. So I'm going to be putting a lot of tickets on for that, and they're going to be cheap, like 50p a ticket.
That one's going to be tempting for me because I have a stamper. I don't have a squig-off. I don't have anywhere to store a squig-off, to be quite honest. I don't have anywhere to store my Tyranids at the moment.
Or maybe I might put it as a 2-week one because it's not quite as big enough to make a month-long. Because my month-long comps are going to be like 2,000 point army, Warlord Titans, that kind of thing.
Tell me stuff like that.
Why not?
Because then I get tempted. And
That's fine.
Then I get dodgy
Warlord.
looks. Can I buy tickets to try and win more Warhammer? And I get dodgy looks.
Don't you want a Warlord for 99p?
No, I want a 2,000 point army for 99p.
Well, okay. You can have a 2,000 point army for 99p if you get one ticket and win. But a 2,000 point army, I'm probably going to be doing like 2,000 tickets for that.
Yeah. Oh, right. So I might need 2 tickets. Right.
And you missed out on getting the thank you bonus at the beginning because you were too slow.
What? Oh, yeah.
Everyone on my Discord got a £10. Only like 3 people used it. And yet a lot more than 3 people are buying tickets.
Yeah, no, that just completely, it just didn't click in my head until afterwards. Just like, oh shit, yeah, I could have done that. Alas.
Well, you can join my Patreon and get a permanent discount.
I am a part of one Patreon, and that will be coming to an end at the start of September.
Oh, you're not Patreoning EB?
That's the one that's coming to an end at the start of September.
All right, okay.
Because I don't have it set up properly. I've never done Patreon before. EB's the only Patreon I've ever signed up to, and that was under his request. So
fair dues. Yeah, he asked me as well, but I said no. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, well, what I'm probably going to do is the same thing. Is go back to him and go, look, this time, nah. I've not done anything on it. I don't watch. I'm trying to catch up on YouTube videos. I haven't got time to watch Patreon as well.
Well, you don't have to watch both because everything that's on Patreon goes onto YouTube eventually anyway. Just the Patreon stuff is better because it's not been cut halfway because of The copyright
Yes.
claims
So
and stuff like that.
it's longer. So you're having to spend more time watching it.
Yeah, well, that's the point, isn't it? He's been doing all the Doctor Who videos, and they've been. I love Doctor Who, and I've been watching them, the full episodes on Patreon, and then he puts them on YouTube, and like it's like only 20 minutes for an hour long episode, and it's like that just doesn't get me interested.
There is only so much EB I can take in a week. And I do get more EB than just videos. So there's only so much EB I can take in a week. I'm sure there's only so much of me that he can take in a week as well, which is
fair enough.
Which is why
I mean, I don't interact with him that much directly.
Right, no, he's got multiple forms of access to pester me whenever he wants. So
yeah. He's on my Discord server as well, but obviously he's doesn't.
I think I've got him through Facebook. I've got him through Facebook Messenger. I've got him through Instagram. I've got him through Discord.
But you're bloody better because you're supposed to be a mod.
I've got him on all 4 Discords.
All right, I thought you were on me. I thought you meant me.
No, just yours. I mean, I'm on all of his Discords.
Yeah. Yeah, so have I.
So it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not in that one.
Oh no, I'm not in one of the Discord channels. Yeah.
You're not in that one. You're not in. Are you in that one? Oh yeah, you are in that one.
I'm in 3 of them.
You're in that one. And have you joined the free server now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're in the free server. Yeah. So you're only missing 1 at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not bothered about joining it, to be honest.
There's not many of us in that one. It was. I think it was the test one before the one that it linked to Patreon.
Ah, right. Okay.
So you kind of did a test, and then thought, "Oh, I can just if I link that one to Patreon, it actually just does it through there instead." But yeah, you could have just done that. Oh, right. So eventually it got around there. But I've got too many Discord servers that I'm a bloody part of. It's about 12 at the moment.
I'm on about 15. No, trying to get permission to advertise in half of them.
Well, most of mine that I'm part of have a self-promotion section. So I'm not too bad. I throw it in there, but I also throw out an @ to the whoever's channel it is. If you want to come join me, send me a DM and I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
And not once has that ever bloody worked. Not once. I mean, I've sent it out to Discourse. I sent it out to Pickle. So Josh at the Pickle Jar. And I've sent them out to a few American Twitchers who cover small amounts of 40k.
Yeah.
But in a large group, so I think they're called Girls Play, and there's about 8 of them, but 3 of them do paint 40k and are interested in it, so I sent it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't get a single answer back. I mean, I've even invited John up before now, and no.
Oh, I keep forgetting I could ask him to come up, and he probably would.
Yeah, he probably would if you come up and ask him to come. If I ask him, he doesn't. Although
that's because he likes. That's because he likes me. He doesn't like you. No one likes you.
Yeah, see, that's exactly why. So
I only come up here to steal the show off you.
Of course, and to get your channel and to get your thingies plugged.
Yeah, well, when you have like one person watching, that doesn't help.
Well, I did have about 8 earlier.
Yeah, but they're all pissed off now that all the famous people have gone.
Yeah, now Daniel's buggered off and Captain's buggered off. Everyone else is buggered off.
Yeah.
Well, that's because now they know the conversation is going to drift back towards the geeky section of doing these.
Beaky Buzzard said like an hour ago. All this time I've been talking to myself, so he was muted.
No, it's StreamYard, isn't it? When I come in, I forget I have to go down to the microphone setting and change it every time. So yeah, I'm sat there chatting away, thinking
I don't.
backstage and just not being broadcast, but nobody's talking back to me. So I thought, oh, fuck the lot of you then. I just sat there.
We couldn't hear you.
No, so I just carried on.
And eventually got around to it. Beaky actually still there? We think so.
It's
It was
I only just
Beaky's
noticed.
not said anything. I'm going to kick him. I thought, you dare. Just you dare, fella. I'm going to come find you. And he did.
He did. Yes, he did. Because you'd
But
not
yeah,
said
because
out.
you didn't answer.
If you'd have answered, he wouldn't have hated you. That would have told him to bring me down. My face, anyway. Even he could have complained all he wants, but then I would have just done it myself and overruled him.
I still have it. Cool.
See, because I'm not too. As long as this camera's up, I can still interact and talk. Because the main focus is this. We're painting this.
Yeah. And to be
You don't
honest,
have
none
to
of us
see
really
that.
want to be watching your ugly mug.
And you can't see half the time anyway, because my head's down.
Yeah.
So it's like, is there even a point of me having a face cam? Well, yes, when I look up and actually talk to him like that. That's the point of having the face cam, so I can communicate and you can see that it's a real human. Look, it is human.
That's why I don't have a face cam, because I'm not a real human.
Well, we know that.
I'm just one of those chat GPT bots.
Yep, but you're a free one, that's why I let you on. If it was one of the ones that charges, like, nah, I'm not doing that. One of them,
No, I'm just charging your viewers.
Viewer.
Yeah.
Viewer.
Well, if Buzzard doesn't count as one watching, that means there's two people I'm charging.
No, because anyone in here, unless they've got YouTube open, like, here you go. I can change that view account now. Okay, click there. Click on that. Yep, it's muted. And that should change it to 2 viewers in a second. Because it'll count me as a viewer because I've now opened YouTube. It's a really dodgy way of getting your viewers up, I know, but it does technically classify you. If you do that, you can classify yourself as a viewer.
I mean, literally all you've done is just gone from 1 to 2. It's hardly breaking Facebook.
No, but it is a very dodgy. Yeah, but if I did that on that phone, my partner upstairs, the laptop upstairs, and the other stuff upstairs, I could put about 8 viewers just having in this house.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a difference. That doesn't suddenly make you monetized and making you thousands.
No, but it does give me viewers and get me watch hours. And the more viewers you have, the more it'll pump you towards other people.
Yeah, but isn't your watch hours, isn't that like on a monthly basis? You have to have X amount of watch hours per month to get monetized.
No. That's a good question, actually. Let's just have a quick look at that.
Because if you could just do it then you just do a live stream for 24 hours every day. Even if there's nothing being played on it.
You've got to have so many these other things involved.
1,000 subs and 400 hours of view time or something.
1,000 subs, 4,000. There we are. Where are we up to? Right. 500 subs now. He's been reduced, and 3,000 watch hours over a year. So how much?
That's not a lot, really.
I went to 444 public watch hours this year so far, and 74 out of the 500. Oh, but not what? 74 out of the 500 subscribers that would be required to be monetized. And you've got to upload at least 3 videos within basically a video a month minimum.
That's not bad. That's not too bad of a barrier to entry.
It's not really. I mean, they've halved it. It was 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs.
Yeah.
But now it's only 500, 3,000 watch hours.
Yeah, so if you wanted to take YouTube seriously and make money out of it, It's actually not too difficult.
It's you don't get much money, I think. Evening, Casper.
No, I know you don't. But
thank you for joining us. Just another one of the Ring Dinker Association. The Ring Dinkers Anonymous coming in to see us. You're thinking, what the fuck's Ring Dinkers Anonymous? Yeah, that's Daniel's. Well, yeah, that's Daniel's fault.
Whatever happened with this ring dinking? He was going to go to one of them, wasn't he? Because the season must have started again.
That's actually a good question. I don't know is the honest answer. Now, he said there was one close by him that was going to happen, that he was going to try and get an interview with that guy. I can't remember the guy's name. Is it Ron something?
Well, it can't be Vogel. He's not with us anymore.
Right, so no, it's not Ron Vogel. Right, okay, so it's somebody else then. And he was going to try and get an interview. I think they might have caught wind of his channel and realised that he was taking the mick a little bit. So that could have possibly put a bit of a spanner in his works if they'd have spotted that, because he was taking the piss quite a bit with it as well, having fun. But he was genuinely interested. So he was supposed to be going over. Whether or not he still does and still pulls one out, I don't know.
And I think the other thing was there was somebody over here, one of his subscribers. There was an event on here for the jousting recently, and I'm sure the guy went to it, or medieval something or another. And I think there was a video coming off that, but I don't know whether that was personal just for Daniel or whether it was something that we were all going to get to see.
I didn't see anything in Ring Dinkers about it. But then again, happy fucking potato is now a thing in Ring Dinkers that I didn't know about.
A happy potato?
No, happy fucking potato. Get it right. I have no idea.
Anything's wrong with that sentence.
I know.
If I was a potato and there was a sentence that's happy fucking, I wouldn't be very happy.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. It got abbreviated to HFP and then the potato emoji. And I just looked on Instagram one day and there it was.
It's on the Insta bit. No, it's got a life of its own, is that over there, hasn't it?
Yeah, the Instagram on Ring Dinkers Anonymous has literally got a life of its own. It crashes my phone most days. When I wake up in the morning, I'll look at it, I'll press the button to go catch up on what's happened, and then my phone boots me out of Instagram because it just can't keep up. I hear a kettle.
Is that your way of asking for a tea?
Couldn't get a bigger cup, huh?
It's only a pint. It's only a pint of tea, that. But I heard a kettle.
Here's a question, right? Pint, right? Yes. I don't understand what a pint is, right? You go to the shop and you buy a pint of milk. It's in this tiny little carton. You go to the bar and you get a pint of beer. It's in this giant glass. So what is a pint?
Same measurement. You pour that tiny bottle into that giant glass, it will go up to that.
No way it does. Yep. No way.
A pint is a pint. You can't alter it. It's not like a gallon with the American one and the English one where there is a difference. A pint is a pint.
There's no way that a pint of milk is the same as a pint of beer.
All right.
Volume wise, it is the exact same.
It can't be. That tiny little carton and a big glass like that.
And you're going to rule the world and make all this stuff up. I'm getting concerned.
You're only just getting concerned? As soon as you said, when I'm in charge, I was concerned. As soon as you said I was in charge, I was concerned. that was the first, like, oh crap. This is not gonna be good. Right, okay. Meat hooks, rusty blades, what else? There's gotta be something involved somewhere. So yeah, I knew it was a bad idea to start with. It's like putting me in charge. If anyone genuinely thought it was a good idea to put me in charge, shoot them.
Yeah, Buzzard, I don't think you were around during my early time being on EB's Discord, where it was pretty much the thing where I'd be an axe murderer and killing everyone who wasn't Scottish or something.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, we had a cellar with me, Aaron, and Dragon. You were holding somebody else in the cellar underneath the cellar. We just went a bit weird in there for a while.
Yeah, it did. It did.
It was lively, though. I will give it that. It was a lot more
fun.
lively than what it is now, because it seems to be very quiet at the moment.
It was fun, yeah.
But a lot
I
of
had
those people
my username at one point was "Make Scotland Great Again,"
and then we all asked, "Well, was it great in the first place?" So
I wanted to build. I was gonna build a wall and make the English pay for it.
Don't we pay for everything up in Scotland?
No, we have our own budget. We have our own shit. We have our own laws.
We don't pay for it. It's a thing called subsidising.
Yeah. It's better up here. Our laws are better than the one.
We pay for it, but we don't get it back.
There you go.
Our laws are better than in England. Like, you people have to pay £9 for your prescriptions. We don't. It's all free.
I don't pay for my prescriptions.
Well, yeah, because I
do wish people had said
you're scrounging off benefits.
It's not free. It comes out of your taxes that everybody pays. It's not free. Can people please start putting that right?
That is true. That is absolutely true. But then in Scotland, we pay 1% less tax than you do.
But you earn about 3% less than everybody else.
And you spend it all on heroin and Buckfast.
Where does that 3% less than everywhere else come from?
I don't know.
Because Scottish people, they have quite a high. Obviously, if you don't count London, because everyone in fucking London earns like 20 times more than everyone else.
Yeah, that's because it costs 40 times more to live there.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure in Scotland,
the mean average, the numbers don't make sense because they take into account everybody. They're mega wealthy, and it gives a false impression as to what your common man earns.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. So if you took the common man, I'm pretty sure that on average, the Scottish person earns more than the common English person.
That's only because you give more benefits out.
No. Our benefit system is actually pretty similar to the English one. I think it's just like we get slightly better. We get better tax results because we pay 1% less. We can earn more before we reach the next tax bracket than you guys do. And there was something else. Yeah, well,
so you've got a higher ratio before you hit that 50% mark.
Oh yeah, much higher.
Well, we only have to earn just over 125k, then we get the 50% mark.
Yeah, and you start at 20%, whereas we start at 19.
It's actually a difference.
Yeah, of course. When you add it all up.
Done. I've done green. I've done yellow. I've done purple. Fuck, that took what? 2 hours? Fucking hell.
Have we been on for 2 hours? Oh, God, yeah.
1 hour, 53 minutes currently. And we have 3 viewers and none of them are me. So thank you very much for everybody who's stayed with me so far. I know I'm boring as hell and this isn't the greatest painting.
Well, this is why I come on to entertain your viewers.
Well, it does. But having people up with me helps entertain my viewers. Because it takes me off the topic. And I don't know where the topics are going to go then. As you see, when Captain came up, conversation, anything just gone right out of the window. Just went left, right. Here, there,
yeah.
That's great. Don't mind that at all. But I also don't mind keeping it on geek topic. I can do either.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy either way. So is okay. It still surprises me though that number actually isn't 0 every week. That's what surprises me most. Because let's face it, my main viewer is currently up here with me. Thank you very much, Buzzard. Because you're the only person I know outside of my house that regularly views me whenever I go live.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've got nothing better to do. So yeah, I'll stay here. No, I've been working away in the background, but enough's enough. It's getting late for that, so I'm going to stop and just chill for a bit.
Yeah,
But
so
I think a cup of tea is in order, so back in a minute.
no problem. I've just had mine put on the table next to me, which is very useful. Thank you very much.
Talking about Buzzard, last week when you went off for us, last week you disappeared. Like after the live chat, you disappeared. You went off for a smoke.
Yes.
And it was like an hour and a half later, and I was like, where the hell did Laz go?
Laz fucked off to bed. Laz fucked off. Laz was fucking off. Laz went for a cig, went to bed, and just left you in here.
Yeah, Buzzard said that you'd done that a couple of times before. I was getting confused because I thought something weird was going on.
No, as long as there's people in here, it'll stay here. As soon as you leave, then it closes it. But for you.
Ah, right. So you don't have to end it.
We did expect you to come back. And you just
did expect me to come back. No, I won't come back for that one. I will let you know now if I take this phone out with me when I go out for a cigarette again. Then I will probably do the same thing. Once that phone goes off, I'm going upstairs.
Yeah.
You usually take us with us when you go out for a fag, but did your phone die last week or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure why, because it was plugged in. So it shouldn't have kicked it on me, but it did. Now, this week I'm actually using my phone, my actual phone, because my lead for the camera that I normally use is being used elsewhere. So this should hold the charge, so I'll be able to take it with me. I'll throw these headphones into it, and I'll drop the PC down before I go out. And then I can take this with me, and I can just take it outside. That way I get no feedback from it. Or not a strong feedback, if I get any. Which is the problem with microphone headphones on a phone. They have a problem with picking up the microphone and the headphones because they're in such close proximity to each other. Like having a microphone here, the headphones pick it up. That's why I have to use separates for both of them. Even if I'm on the phone, I have to use the phone microphone and then a separate set of headphones to keep distance. So, now you saw this last time when I did it with the barb guards, Beaky, but there we go. So one's dry brushed.
Hold
one's not.
Hold that thought 10 seconds. Give me a chance to get back upstairs and have a look.
9, 8, 7. Pedantic twats.
Right, I just had to go from the West Wing. I'm back. Right, let's have a butcher's.
So we've got the one that's now been dry brushed.
Yep.
And the one that's all dark and thingy. So it's keeping in theme. It seems to be looking like they're all going to match up quite well. Once to get them on the board, which is going to be nice.
They're looking pretty decent to them, fellas. So what's left for you now? Just the bases?
I've got a dry brush the other 19. And then it's bases. I won't be doing bases tonight.
With the bases, right? Ironically,
yeah.
Last week, you said you were putting teabag things on your bases, right?
Yeah.
I thought you were completely and utterly fucking crazy, and it's going to go moldy in a week or something. But since you mentioned that, I've watched 2 separate YouTube videos from 2 separate YouTubers that have done the same thing and recommend to do it.
Yeah, because the tea bag's dry. The tea leaves are dried out to the point where there's no moisture in there at all.
Yeah, it surprised me. I thought you were just being fucking loopy.
No. I mean, look at it.
No, apparently it's a legitimate thing to do.
Look at it.
I personally don't like it. Personally.
Well, that's because of the tea bags I've used. I've used tea bags with purple bits in, and I've used sleek tea. Depending on the tea bag you use, depends what colour ranges you get with them.
I think it still needs painting over.
No, what that needs is wetting with PVA glue, and I'll get little patches of purple and pink in it. That'll look like
I would still want to prime it and like dry brush it in different layers to make it look painted. Because at the moment, from what I can see, it just looks like a load of tea bags on a base.
We were talking about this last week, weren't we? And
Yes.
Yeah.
like, so how do you stop the bits falling off it? How do you stop it tarnishing with age? Would you go over it with like PVA glue just to seal it in, or is it fine as it is? And we were curious.
No, it needs PVA glue and a mixture of PVA glue and varnish going over it.
Yeah, I knew it needed that. I thought even despite that, your tea bags would still go off eventually. But apparently, no, it doesn't.
Nope, they're fine. I knew that before without even watching the video. But then again, I'm me, and I think I'm God. So
you think you're God? Yeah, it's very different to actually being any kind of.
All right, did it do it on him? Did it show up on him? No, it didn't show up on him quite as well. But he's been sealed now, so his doesn't come off. If I can get the varnish right, these little black bits actually show up purple. But I've got to get the consistency right so that the varnish will lock in that colour once it dries. Otherwise, it just dries
still don't like it.
Brown. Oh, it's not for everyone.
I would still want to paint it to make it look like something specific, you know.
But that takes a lot of work. That takes a lot of work. I just want to get them on the table. I want them to look half decent. I want them to have the 3 colour minimum. I want them to get them on the table. There you go. Done.
Yeah, it's because you're a fucking lazy
mini painter. Yes. Have you not noticed the name of the channel? It's not that I'm lazy about it. I will be working up in stages essentially. So
eventually you're going to make them better.
Stage. Yeah, and then once I've done the 3 colour stage for everything, then I'm going to go up to go through the wash stage, and then the secondary highlight stage, and then the detail stage. And basically, it's going to take me a couple of years, but I'm slowly going to work up from here's your bog standard to get it on the table. It looks half decent, ready to play.
See, I can't stop there. For me, if I wanted to get my models painted ready for the table, I've got to do them to the best standard that I can do without going non-metallic metal like I'm doing now.
Jessica, your little palette that you've got down there, your little bit of yellow. Now you've been dabbing on that and dabbing on, backwards and forwards for about 3 days now. Is that actually going to dry out, that yellow on the top of there? It doesn't seem to be drying.
Yeah.
How long? Yeah, how long do you get before it dries?
This is fresh today, but it's not been the same paint that I've been using every time that we've been going on.
I know, but you said today. I would have thought an hour and that's dried.
No, she's using a wet palette.
So this is what's called a wet palette. What it is, I'll show you. I'll deconstruct it kind of. It's a very clever little thing. I've only started using this in the last 6 months.
Underneath or something, is there?
This is a sponge, and that's been dipped in water, so it's soaking wet. You squeeze it, and the water comes out. And then on top of that is kind of like what's called aqua sheet, which is a piece of paper which absorbs that moisture, and then the paint goes on top, and the moisture within the paint, as that evaporates from the paint, it's sucking up the moisture from the paper, which is sucking up the moisture from the
perfect
thing.
Sense. Thank you for explaining, because I just
keeps it perfect.
Understand how it hadn't dried out in the time you've been doing it, but I didn't know about this wet palette thing.
Yeah, and I've been adding a little bit of water here and there as well.
There you go.
Wet palette is extremely good, very useful.
Same thing. I got one of the army painter ones.
Yeah, I'm going to get an army painter one because it's much nicer quality than the one I've got here.
Where you get 2 sponges and 50 sheets. So
yeah, that's what I've got. I'm nearly halfway through my 50 sheets, and my second sponge I haven't started using. But as you can see here, some of the paints that I've had, you can see some has leaked through. So I'm going to have to replace the sponge at some point.
Oh, I think my sponge is actually dry at the moment. So let's have a look. I mean, I do have to take it apart. So, yeah,
but the stuff you do, your painting style, you don't necessarily need a wet palette, do you?
No, I do use it for for instance, if when I did him.
Yeah.
I'll use it for the gold trim. I'll use it for the ivory and the red, and the things where I know I'm going to keep going back to little bits and back to little bits. So you see mostly it's blue around the outside. You can see that it's blue that I use it for most, because that's the main colour that I bloody use when I'm painting Space Marines. But it doesn't mean it's the only colour that I use.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that piece of paper's done now. That needs to go. So it'll be a fresh piece when I redo that sponge. But none of that paint will come up from the sponge, which is nice. Put that back on.
In general, with a wet palette as well, it's not recommended to do this, but it does keep paint still usable till the next day.
You can keep if I was to put that in if I was
put
to
it in
wet
the fridge.
that, yeah, exactly. If I was to wet that, put paint on the paper and put it in the fridge, you can get a week out of it.
You could. Or if you just put a lid, if I just put a lid on this now and left it here, I could get back to painting tomorrow. Maybe I'll have to add a tiny bit of water to it, but I could just keep going. But without this wet palette, this yellow would have dried out 2 or 3 times in the time I've been here.
That's exactly what I started with.
One of these is perfect for for just topping up your wet palette. You just squirt it in the corner and let it absorb.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is pretty much how I will clean my airbrush and how I fill my wet palette up. What I'll do is I'll throw like a mix of hand sanitizing gel in with some water into that, and then just full squirt and blast it through the airbrush just to clear out the pot. And then whatever's left as a residue inside it, I'll spray through just so it clears it. But I do need to give it a damn good soak in something like... I found a tub of white spirit now under my sink, so I'm going to have to give my airbrush a good soak. Well, give the airbrush a good soak in that white spirit to clear it out. Which I'm not looking forward to, because I hate the smell of that after working in a golf shop and having to regrip clubs. I now don't like the smell of white spirit. That's what you use to loosen up the tape before you can slide the grips on, in case you was wondering.
Oh, I've got white spirit. You know that stomper I did?
Yes.
I had to use white spirit over the whole model. So I was using I was using this, which is fantastic, by the way, Streaking Grime by AK Interactive.
Oh, instant dirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all I did for that stomper, the entire model, I literally just slapped that Streaking Grime all over it and then washed it off with a big old brush dipped in the white spirit, and it added so much weathering and dirt to it, and it looked amazing. The customer should have it in a few days, so I'll be looking forward to seeing his reaction.
That'll give me a reason to use my 1.5-inch brush. I don't get to use my 1.5-inch brush very often.
No, neither do I. I've got a few big brushes like that, and I don't use them. Like I've got this one. I've got this one, and you know what? You know the only thing I've ever used this for? When I get a model off the shelf that I haven't painted in a while and it's covered in dust.
Just dust it off.
Yeah, and it's nice and soft thing. It's meant to be a scenery brush.
Ah. And mine's just a big general art brush. See, now I got mine. That one was from the works. I bought a huge pack of them for about £2.50, and only half the brushes were any good. But they were actually quite good. I've still been using most of them, to be quite honest. Since I've got it, I've been using them more than I've been using my red sables.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't want to ruin my red sables. It's bloody expensive compared to normal brushes. But they still.
So here you see, Buzzard, I'm adding just a little bit of water to it, Buzzard, just to keep it, because I want it quite wet. This paint.
Right, now, Buzzard doesn't know about the technique of non-metallic metal.
Aha! You see, but I do.
You do know about the technique of non-metallic metal?
I do, because Jessica told me all about it last week.
Okay. So for the rest of the viewers, would you like to explain?
That's what this model is. The entire thing is non-metallic metal.
So let's bring you up there.
It's not very good because my camera's crap, and I found out why it's crap. And I can't do anything about it. It's based on my internet speed.
What?
It's based on my internet speed. Because my internet
can't be that bad. Come on.
Apparently it is. Maybe if I turn off my internet and use my phone. Let's try it. Let's try that. Let's try using my phone.
Do you know what speed you get, Jessica? Because I read this last week when we were looking at it, and I was trying to work out why your phone isn't up to it, and it should be, because your phone's good enough. And the only thing I could find was an explanation saying that it's not StreamYard, it's not the host, it's down to your internet connection. And I just couldn't grasp that. I couldn't see it.
No, I don't understand that either, because...
Well, am I back now?
You are back.
How is it looking? How is it looking now? Still the same?
Yeah, there's no difference.
I'm using my internet and my mobile phone data.
That's slow. That
right.
Janky and laggy. That was even worse.
Right, I'm putting it back on then.
That was. I mean, what? My internet, I think. The state is 200 meg. I know I'm not getting 200 meg. I'm only getting about 50.
Oh.
Who's your provider, Virgin?
Yeah.
You always get your full speed.
No, you don't. No, you don't. They throttle you if you do certain things. Particularly download.
Yeah, someone's just won an instant win.
An instant win?
Yeah. So I have every 100 tickets, starting with ticket number 100, gets an instant win prize that they can claim even before the draw is finished.
So I'm guessing it's only small
then. No, not this one. Currently, my Combat Patrol box, the ticket number 100 wins you another Combat Patrol. And someone just won it.
Which one did you claim?
I don't know. They haven't claimed it. I need to send them an email.
Speaking of emails, I'm going to check mine number soon to find out what the bloody hell my fucking specialist is sending me. I hope she's not watching this, because I've just called them a fucking specialist. But I like my specialist. She's nice, but still, I've got to check my email, see what she sent me. She's a very nice specialist. She'll even tolerate me sitting there eating cheese and onion sandwiches in her office. It's great. That's what happened today. I'm sat there chatting away, cheese and onion sandwich in one hand, coffee in the other. Just like, you're just like quite comfortable in this hospital office. Yeah, I'm fine. Sat there with a coffee and food. So yeah, I'm all right. Why? You're not all right? I amaze her every time. Every single time I amaze that woman. Well, that's a story for offline, so. Six done. At least 14 left. Oh me, why did I choose to do this? Why couldn't I have chosen a nice simple hobby like, I don't know, drug abuse?
You can still do drug abuse. You can still do that on the side.
I can't afford drug abuse with this hobby. Jeez. Do you think I am? About the only person who can afford to do this hobby and drug abuse is Henry Cavill.
You could afford it. You could afford this hobby if you actually entered my fucking competitions and won your army.
Do you want to know something? I would be if I actually started winning stuff on yours, I would probably be your most finicky one to do it. I mean, it'd be fine for your workload because you wouldn't have any to do. It'll just be what I asked for. It's like, yeah, but I want that. Do you realize how hard it's gonna be to get that? It went out of stock 3 weeks ago. You know this because you was telling me about it. And you still want one of them boxes? Yeah.
They're not out of stock now. You can get them now. You just don't get the impulsor in it.
Yeah, that's not the same box.
Yeah, well, you can. It's my disclaimer on my website clearly says, supply. You can have you can have whatever you want as long as it's in supply. So screw you.
The shit I want always goes out of stock just as I want it.
Well, you should keep up to date with all the new stuff and get the new stuff as it comes out instead of waiting 17 years before you want it.
The problem with that is they brought that out the same time they brought all the other stuff out that I wanted, so I got some of the other stuff instead.
Well, you should have seen the future and got that one instead, knowing that was going to come out of stock.
I wasn't expecting it to go out of stock that quick, considering it was the Start Collecting box set, and it was a good value one as well. I thought, like, this might stay around for a while. This one, none of the other boxes seem to cover it. They seem to get
it is a bit cheeky now because it was probably the best value combat patrol they've had for a good few months, and now they've just got rid of it and instead replaced it with exactly the same thing, called it something different, Vanguard box or whatever it is, and removed the impulsor, which is the most expensive model in there.
Well, I was actually talking to my son about this today because I knocked my tray over and he just happens to have my impulsor and all the 4 West Marines on it and the Infernus Marines on it. And he was asking, well, why? Don't worry, Daddy. He's not that bad. It's not that bad. I went, see this one, mate? I went, yeah. I went, this one cost £50. And he just looked at me like, what? That cost £50? Yeah, that cost £50. And that's the model they took out of the box set. So the impulsor's 50 quid. So for a £95 box set, I'm getting a £50 transport, a 10-man unit, a leader, a 3-man heavy, a 3-man fast, and it's like 30 quid for that unit, 30 quid for that unit, 20 odd quid for him. That unit's not even for sale at the moment. Well, it is now again. You can get the £95 box set, and you can get the suppressors.
To be fair, it is still good value for your money, even without the impulsor.
In Games Workshop terms, yes, it is still good value for money. But that's in Games Workshop terms, and you can go to pretty much any other game and get a lot more for cheaper.
You can, but the big difference is the quality. Most other games, yes, I know Mantic is definitely getting better, but Games Workshop is still by far the highest quality miniature maker out there.
Oh, by far. If there's one thing I cannot criticize Games Workshop for, is their sculpts. I cannot criticize them for
exactly, and that's what you're paying for. You're paying for that. So yes, you can get another army for a third of the price, but they're not going to look anywhere near as good. Like Mantic's Firefight Fire or whatever it's called, it's supposed to be 40k at a discount. They don't even pretend that it's not. They know that their customers know that everything you buy from Mantic is basically a 40k proxy. But the quality of those models are considerably less impressive than the Games Workshop ones. And for that reason, I would rather pay extra and get the GW ones than go for the proxies.
And you see, I'd just rather find a decent 3D sculptor and just print them out myself if I had the capability.
Yeah. Oh, talking about 3D sculptors, remember I told you that I was getting the Salamander's Chapter Master sculpted?
Yes. Has he expanded on your channel by any chance?
No, I kicked him out.
Oh.
Yeah, he was well, he said he was from Nigeria, but he is a scammer.
Ah, okay.
And I got my money back. I got my full money back because he was stupid enough to try to scam through Fiverr, and he doesn't get the money back until I'm happy with the result. So I just got my £300 back.
Oh, cool. So
But
you're
I
not out of
found,
pocket.
yeah, I found that all of the stuff that he was using was just downloaded, free downloadable STL files that he mashed together, and they all looked terrible. His mashup was absolutely horrendous at the end of the day. So I just cancelled the order and reported him on Fiverr and Facebook, and his account's been taken off. But then he's made another account and he's advertising on some of the other things. So I just, every time I see him, and I can tell it's him because of he doesn't change his advert wording at all, and he always has the same single spelling mistake.
So he did actually send you some models?
No, he's never sent me any models. He said he finished it. So he said he finished it. I didn't like it very much, and I said, "Look, I'm not happy with this result." And he said, "Oh yeah, because I've had things going on. I was rushed, and I just wanted to get it done in time for the deadline." And then I said, "Look," because I knew I was protected with Fiverr, because you can always cancel the order and get your money back full. Fiverr doesn't release the money to the seller until you tell them that you're happy to.
So what was it he sent you? Pictures, video?
He sent me a picture of what he said was the finished product, which I then did reverse image search on and found exactly the same shit, just slightly modified on Google. I mean, I should have cancelled the order well before then, because I found that he was using other people's work to advertise himself. But when I questioned him on that, he didn't deny it. He just said, "Well, I'm just starting up. I'm just using these pictures that I found online to show what I can do." And to be fair, I did that to begin with as well.
But you're not showing what you can do. You're showing what somebody else has done.
Yeah, exactly. But I gave him a second chance. I said, "Right, well, you have as long as you need to do. All I care about is the quality of the model. You take as long as you need to do, and then when you think you are ready, you get back to me and show me what you've done." In my head, I still thought, yeah, this is a scammer, but I always, in the back of my mind, I always think, what if I'm wrong? What if he's not a scammer? And also because I knew my money was safe. So I was happy to give him the benefit of the doubt on that occasion. But then he came back with the final pictures about 2 weeks later, and it was appalling. It really was. And then I just found someone in my Discord channel is actually a 3D artist. They just don't do 40k stuff. Otherwise, I'd have got them to do it.
Right, no, that's who I thought you was talking about.
And he did a quick Google search and found the models that he basically stole and claimed as his own work.
No, that's not good. I mean, I've got STL files all over scattered across my PC at the moment, but yeah, I've never claimed them. I'll never claim them my own work.
Yeah.
Even as thumbnails, if I've not any pictures that are up there as a thumbnail, if it's a model that's been painted, it's been done by me.
Yeah.
And it's only recently that those have been going up, because it's only recently that I've had them to be able to go up. I wouldn't feel comfortable putting somebody else's work up there and then saying it's mine. It's like, well, no, because that'll make me a lying bastard.
Yeah, exactly. Saying that talking about 3D printing, I'll give you a little bit of an insider info. In a few weeks' time, assuming my business goes the way it's going and it gets to where I'm expecting, I'm going to start putting 3D printers as prizes.
I've been banned from getting one. No room.
Right.
No
I'm
room.
talking about like good ones, like that cost a good like grand or so.
Like Saturn 2 Pro and shit like
that. Yeah, things like that. I've been looking into them, and I think if I'm careful, I could put it on a comp and still make profit out of it. And it'll probably be like a monthly draw or something like that.
That's going to have to be a big comp, and you're really going to have to shift tickets for it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm waiting until I know I've got enough customers, enough sales to
shift those tickets.
To shift it, yeah.
Because, I mean, 3D printers, although they are coming down in price, they're still pretty expensive.
Yeah, and if I'm going to do a price, I've got to give them a good one. I can't go for a cheap end one.
Yeah, you can't give out a Mars Pro now. You couldn't do it.
No.
A Mars Pro now is subpar compared to what people would want. Now,
exactly.
I've got models that have been done on an Ender 3, which is a filament printer, and I've got a couple of models that have been done on a Mars Pro, which is the resin printer.
Yeah.
And the Mars Pro, it was sufficient to get me the model as a proxy. I wouldn't like to get it and print an army off it.
Yeah.
So it's like, right, okay, it's only one unit. I can deal with just one unit looking bland as hell, but in the right colours, I can deal with that. But if I was to try and print an army off from it, no, it's not good enough. The early Mars are not good enough. You're looking at least a 4K printer now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because it's still
you don't necessarily have to go to 8.
Obviously, because Synscape is all about wargaming, primarily wargaming and like that kind of hobby. It needs to be a printer that's suitable for printing out miniatures.
Yeah, so you're looking at resin straight away. Immediately, you're going to have to go resin.
Yeah, 100%.
FDM is not capable of. I mean, it's okay for passable terrain for an FDM printer.
Yeah,
and I mean passable terrain, not good terrain, just passable. But if you're wanting models, you have to go resin.
Yeah.
I mean, my first impulsor proxy was an FDM kind of APC with the wheels taken off and something grabby put on the bottom. So it's not like the actual impulsor with the big open back and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's close enough so I can go, that's an impulsor, and it's like, yeah, okay, look, it looks like it a bit, I'll let you off. I know what it is. It's the same footprint.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm also thinking your opinion on this would be important, actually, and you, Buzzard, as well. I know you don't really do much of the wargaming, but your opinion might be important on this one.
We've already discussed opinions on this channel. Opinions are worth what?
The
opinions
obviously
are worth,
I do.
Opinions are worth fuck all.
Well, not to me. People's opinions are important to me. I'm not a cunt like you.
Well, yeah, true.
I obviously, as things get better for me, I want to expand into different things, but everything still needs to be in that like creating element, like something like a hobby that you build things and paint and stuff like that. But I'm thinking of Lego because it's super popular.
Oh, yeah. Now you see, with Lego, you can actually build pretty much whenever you want, and it is.
Yeah.
It is. I've seen dreadnoughts built with Lego. I've seen Space Marines built with Lego. I've seen vehicles built with Lego. I've seen Tyranids built with Lego.
Yeah.
The full-size
So
Formula 1 car got built with Lego, didn't they? They raced the other week.
Yeah.
The team had a mission to build it within the race or something.
Yeah, they had to build a car while the race was happening.
That's cool.
Had to finish before the race finished.
That's cool. But yeah, my idea to keep it all themed was like doing the Star Wars miniature game, and then kind of link that with like the Millennium Falcon Lego kit and stuff like that.
And then you could also, well, if you weren't too bothered about pulling Disney's eyes over to you could also do Marvel Crisis Protocol as well.
Oh yeah, Marvel, that's definitely something I want to do as well, yeah.
Which would be obviously another moneymaker because everyone seems to like Marvel at the moment.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a risk at the moment because 40k is the guaranteed money maker at the moment.
Well, it's I still don't like the fact that it is pretty much the biggest game in the wargaming community.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
It's not great for the wargaming community because of their practices of business, because they took it away from the initial Games Workshop friendly local game store in every town idea, and now it's just a milking money cow for
them. Yeah.
Let's see how many Space Marine players we can get money out of this year by replacing every single model in the range for a slightly different one, so they have to go out and buy their entire fucking army all over again just to get.
They've only done that once in the last decade.
No, they've done range refreshes a few times. They've refreshed the Devastator squad a couple of times from the old one.
Yeah, but it wasn't like completely different that you had to replace them like they've done with Primaris. And to be fair, the Primaris thing makes sense because the whole range needed updating because the old school Marines look ridiculous.
Well, they were the same size as Guardsmen, but then they went and upscaled the Guardsmen as well. So now Guardsmen are the same size as Primaris.
Yeah, but this is something I've always said, even from the moment I first started this hobby 20 years ago. I always said that their scales, their proportions look ridiculous to me. So I am more than happy with the changes they've made over the last few years with Primaris and upscaling everything, because now everything proportionally looks good.
No, I still
for
disagree.
The most part.
I still disagree. Because I can stick a Primaris next to him. He's supposed to be bigger than a Primaris, but he's not. So
yeah, but Orcs haven't had that upscale just yet.
There you go. Orc Warboss, Terminator Captain. He's supposed to tower over him.
Yeah, I know. I get that. But they haven't upscaled Orcs yet.
They changed the base sizes. They officially changed the base sizes. So
yeah, that was a quick fix temporarily. Eventually, they're going to upscale the Orcs. Guaranteed. 100%. I guarantee you, eventually, Ghazghkull Thraka will be twice as big as he is now. Ghazghkull Thraka will come face to face with an Imperial Knight. Easily.
At the moment, he's facing off against a Primaris Dreadnought, at least.
A little bit smaller than that. I've got one in front of me, actually. It's probably a tiny bit smaller than a Redemptor Dreadnought, yeah.
Yes, but
I like this. I like the fact that they're making everything one-to-one with each other. You know, it makes everything look correct, you know?
But when you get to a 2,000-point army, that board's just not big enough. That board's not big. The board scalings that they're putting on now, because they've upscaled everything. A 2,000-point army now, you're struggling to, if you don't have deep strike or reserves or some way to deploy later and leave them off the board for now, you're going to struggle to get your full army within your deployment zone.
I don't agree with that. I think you can.
Depending on force, of course, but
even if you had a Tyranid force with lots of termagants, I think there's plenty of space to put it on. Yeah, you're not going to have them all right up at the line at the beginning of the game, but you still get them all on the board.
But you're not playing on 6x4 anymore. You're playing on a smaller board.
You have playing on a smaller board, yes, but I don't think it's too small that you can't fit to your army on the board. No matter what army you play, even if you're playing a pure Horde Tyranid or pure Boys Orc Boy list, I think you can still fit it all on that board.
I'd have thought you'd have been happy with a smaller board, lads. Easy for you to manage. You can open them without any issues.
No, I like big boards because I can get more models on it. I like taking elite armies as hordes. So my Space Marine army is pretty much a horde army.
There is definitely a bonus to having a bigger board, 100%. Like if it was back to 6x4 foot, it would still be an awesome game, and I like it, and I agree with you to a degree on that. But bigger board is better, but I still think this size board is more than enough to put your army on. Except if you ended up with table quarters deployment, then you would be struggling, yes.
I'll have to find out when I play. Because I've not played 10th yet. And
okay. I've played a fair few games, and I've played against a couple of horde armies, and there was plenty of space for them to put down. But we, in the club that I'm going at, this particularly for the tournament at least, we're only allowed to play with hammer and anvil, which is short, which is your deployment zone is short board edge. No, the short board edges.
Yeah, so you're playing the long table from short to short, and the long edges are your left and right.
Yeah, so you have a deeper deployment zone, but thin but deep.
I'm not gonna on that one. I prefer the old Dawn of War style, which is the opposite. You play long edges and your short edges at your sides. So you've got a nice big long thin section to deploy along. I prefer the problem.
Yeah, that's a nice setup. It's always been like the traditional one that I've always liked. But the store that I go to play this tournament and where I play most of my games, the way they've got it laid out, he's only got a small store. He's got 3 tables, so that they're not too cramped, but it's tight enough that if you played long board edge, one of the tables would have to be brought out to the middle of the room, and it would stop the customers being able to walk around and browse the shelf.
So they do it that way.
Yeah, he's going to get a bigger shop eventually, but at the moment he can't afford to because he's not even paying himself. And this is why I've teamed up with him, because I want to help him, and he's helping me out. He's literally my supplier for everything that I do on my comps and commission. I get from him, and I get from him at the same cost that he pays to get the stuff in. So I get it cheaper than I get it considerably cheaper. Like you pay I think I get it like.
Shh! You don't tell that on the internet.
Yeah, it's coming in at cost.
Yeah, I get it cheaper because he's my supplier. And then I give him
third-party retailers. People remember.
Yeah, and then I basically give him like a proportion of the ticket sales as a extra. So it's a nice little deal for us both.
Yeah, so he's earning some money out of it. You're earning some money out of it. The next stage would obviously be to link the two up and go affiliate link. If you wish to buy anything, please order from Papa.
Yeah. Except I can't really recommend him in that way because he's not really an online shop.
Is he not?
And he only operates in Dunfermline, a town near where I'm living. So,
if he does become
and I only have like
shop,
a few people from this area on my Discord. So,
well, if he does decide to go online, let me know.
I will, but
plug him because I don't get to go to Element Games.
He can't give as much discounts as like companies like Will and Games, though. That's the only problem.
Well, even if it's only a 10, 15 compared to
it's a 15
Games. A lot of them have gone back to 15s now. It's only certain products that they're able to give 20s on.
Yeah. So Will and Games is still pretty good for it, though. Most stuff is 20% on there.
Dark Sphere is not a bad one either, and it's not one I hear going around very often.
I've never heard of that one. Dark Sphere?
Dark Sphere. Go check it out.
Okay. I'll have a look.
It is another game supplier that, I don't hear many people talking about it. It's based down in London.
Yeah.
And I've had a few things from there. And it essentially works out depending what you're buying and the volumes. Sometimes it's cheaper to go to Dark Sphere, sometimes it's cheaper to go to Element Games, sometimes it's cheaper to go to Wayland. So shop about a bit and they can all you can get different bits from different ones. And makes it cheaper. It's always nice to be able to pay less for something that's the same.
It is. It is.
How many's left to do now? How many's left?
I've got one more layer of yellow to put on this model, and then the gold is finished.
I've got a tiny bit of dry brushing to finish on him, and then I've got 2 left. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Not bad. Could have been quicker. Could have been slower.
I might have a little visitor. Let's change the camera angle. Change the camera angle so you can see her. Hey,
She's
Biscuit.
about to walk across.
She's here.
You know, I've got to remember to go back in and tag all the links in now for everybody that has been up this evening.
Here you go, Biscuit.
That has.
Here you go.
Oh, that's a ginger pussy, that is. Why do people just automatically turn into little baby kids as soon as this cat arrives? I've been shouting at my cat today. I was not happy. I let her out last night. She didn't come back in. And I woke up to a horrible smell this morning, and I was not pleased. So I've been in a bad mood with my cat today.
I could never be in a bad mood with my kitties.
Oh, I can be in a bad mood with kitties. I could just never harm one. Well, I could, but it'd have to be attacking me quite viciously. Which is not going to happen, really, is it? Little kitty cats don't attack you viciously unless you put them in the shower. But then that's your own fault for putting a fucking cat in the shower.
But this is Biscuit. Her full name is Ginger Biscuit because she looks like a ginger biscuit.
Just don't dip her in your tea.
No, don't do that. Speaking of tea, nice brew. Always good to rehydrate.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a drink in a minute.
Well, I have this little chappy to do. Just this chappy to do. One left. One fucking thing left. And then I'm going to move all this out of the way and I'm going to line it all up and go, look, all done.
But
just to prove to myself.
Because you've got your bases to do.
Shh. I can do that tomorrow. I can do that tomorrow while I'm waiting for my mother-in-law to turn up. Or when my mother-in-law gets here, I can just put my headphones on and do that for a bit. And that's
I've got another friend.
Oh, which one's coming to join you?
So this is Cookie.
Hello. Oh, you're the fluffy one.
Yeah, she's the half mate. Well, I mean, they're both got the same parents, but this is the Maine Coon, half Maine Coon one.
Ooh. Oh, have I just lost myself?
I think you have.
Yep, spinny circle.
Right, now I'm back, so God knows what's fucking going on there. I think my phone was just having a bit of a...
But this is Cookie, because she looks like a chocolate chip cookie.
She looks like my sister's old cat called Marmite.
Oh, I had a cat called Marmite once. Got hit by a car and died.
No, this one managed to survive to old age.
So that cat looked like Marmite after it had been spread on toast.
Oh, nice. Lovely. See, I've had cats been run over. It's not a nice experience.
You could see the size difference. She barely fits in the screen, but the other one was perfectly fine.
So we can see who eats the more out of the tray then.
Oh no, she's just a much bigger cat, this one.
Is there an age difference?
Yeah, so this one is 11 months older than Biscuit. But like I said, they both got the same parents. But They couldn't be any different in terms of personality.
Right, okay, let's zoom that out a bit more. We have now got... Bring the light up as well, you moron. No point moving the camera up and not moving the light up. So we now have the termagants done. All nice green, yellow, purple. All 20 of the damn things. So that's them. No. Now for the bit that I enjoy doing more than anything else, which is playing and moving around with some levels.
You like my realistic painting of a cat that I'm working on?
To be quite honest, things a bit shit.
Oh yeah, fuck you.
you smudged a bit. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Right, yeah. So I have definitely got through the full 20 of them. Now, that's 20 termagants. 5 move the yellow paint. 5 barb gaunts. 4, where's the other one? There he is. Right here, let's move that, because then I don't get it caught on the camera, because I do not particularly wish to have him on screen.
Now she's just taking a lie down now. So I can't do any painting at all.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so let's see if we can move this down to a slightly better angle. No. No is the answer. Almost. Yeah, that'll have to do for now. Okay, so then we have the Von Ryan's Leapers, which would actually make a better proxy for Lictors. Because this is essentially what a Lictor used to look like until they made them bigger. Then we have the Barb Gaunts, which are supposed to go with him over here, because he can join them. It's the only bloody unit I have he can join. So they will be going with him just to stop him getting shot to shit. Lots of little Barb Gaunts along with my Neuro Tyrant.
I'm going to go grab a drink.
No
Only be a
problem.
minute.
So I've still got a basement Barb Gaunts as well. You're the one with the big... No, you're not the one with the big thing in your back. You're the one with the big thing in your back. And then we have the Winged Prime. I'll have to move him a bit further. He can go there. Mr. Winged Prime guy. Psychophage, I think it's called. This big one. You over a bit. So I think that's a Psychophage. I'm going to have to go have a look now because I can't remember.
That big fellow, has he been dry brushed?
This one?
Yeah.
He
doesn't
has...
look as flashy, you know, as dry brushed as the others, shall I say?
You are right. He doesn't, does he? He does not. He does not look as flashy and dry brushy as the others. You are correct. Thank you for confirming it for me. I wasn't sure whether I should give him one, but that comment alone has just confirmed it for me. So it's just catching these edges here more that I need to do. Because the actual edges are quite flat on him. So these recesses are actually quite flush to him.
Nice to give him highlights, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually quite hard because of how flush he is. Like, he doesn't like being dry brushed. So I may end up having to actually edge highlight some of these, which is a technique I am not good at.
Oh yeah, dry brushing on large flat surfaces is not easy.
Yeah, Well, it's not quite flat. It's
large and flat enough for each of those scales that dry brushing kind of doesn't work as well as you hope.
No, it doesn't. So I think I am going to have to come back and edge highlight all these. But I'm still getting the dark recess, which is still coming through from the back there.
Yeah.
But as soon as you turn it that way, it's not as good. I mean, it still works down here on the carapace, but I am going to have to give it a bit more of a go over again. But I'm going to have to buy myself a purple wash, I believe. I'm not sure which one to go for.
If you a purple wash the purple on there is similar to the Hive Fleet Leviathan purple, right?
Yes.
I would recommend.
It's actually called Hive Dweller Purple.
I would recommend. I mean, I can only recommend Citadel though. I can recommend Duchy Violet shade. Extremely good for getting that purple.
The which violet shade?
Duchy. It's on my screen.
Duchy?
It's on your screen.
Druchii. Duchy.
Right, okay.
It's a really good purple. It's perfect for it's actually the recommended shade for the purple on Leviathan.
Which is just happened to be the box set that I'm painting. Excellent.
Yep.
And big old can effects there at the back. So I believe that is my Leviathan box set actually. Well, half my Leviathan box set actually painted.
I haven't even started building mine. Well, actually, no. I built my 5 Infernus Marines for the tournament, and that's it.
I've built it all. I have. So let's move you out of the way. So the rest of the box, I have my Stern Guard currently at this level, as well as my Terminators.
After you've done this Slaptrap Dry Brush.
Essentially, yeah. Prime, Slaptrap, dry brush. Then it's just going to be paint shoulder pads blue, fill in the Aquila, paint the weapon, and then probably contrast over the bits where it's a bit lighter than I like it to be, and then non-oil wash over the top.
Oh god, yeah, non-oil. Non-oil is like the best pot of paint that GW sells. I use it for almost everything.
It's a tie between that and Agrax Earthshade.
Yeah, that Agrax Earthshade, Korax White and Corvus Black. Those are my 2 go-to paints all the time.
So, I've got this guy who I'm actually going to be using him as a Phobos captain, not a Phobos lieutenant.
Yeah.
Because I've got... Where is it?
To be fair, his rules as a Phobos lieutenant, if he uses specific rules intended for that model, it's actually pretty nasty.
No, he's shit. He's a lot.
I wouldn't say he's shit. He can claim objectives as long as you keep him away from the enemy, and he can't be killed.
Really?
He's got lone operative.
Oh yeah, so as long as anything's within 3 inches of him, you're all right.
No. I mean, he can't lead a unit. He can't join a unit.
No, but he can stand near it.
He can stand near it, but regardless where he is on the battlefield, you can only target him in shooting if you're within 12 inches. So as long as you keep him away 12 inches away from anything on the board, he can't be killed.
Nah, still going to use him as a captain.
No, fair enough. I mean, one of his main rules is he's a Tyranid killer. He's got like, in combat, he has anti-Tyranid on his weapons, basically.
Oh right, okay, yeah. So unless you're playing Tyranids, he's shit.
Well, I wouldn't say he's shit, but his special rules certainly come out if you're playing against Tyranids, because he gets the lone operative regardless whether you're playing Nids or not. But if your enemy is Nids, then it is considerably better.
Yeah, anti-infantry 2+, isn't it?
I'm
trying to reach for something. One second.
Anti-Tyranid I can't remember if it's 2 plus or 4 plus, but it's good.
Drop it.
Huh?
Don't drop it. Fuckhead.
What are you doing?
Moving my work in progress tray over.
Oh, right.
So where is he? Where is he? I know he's on here somewhere. No, that's you. That's you. That's you. That's you. You. That's 5 one of them. Him. They've not been based yet. That's not been based yet. That's not been based yet. That's him. Essentially, I'm looking for the lieutenant. I know he's on here somewhere. I'm just not sure where. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, this final highlight is really bringing this out. Non-metallic gold is definitely one of those things which looks bad until you finished it. Just doing like spot highlights.
There he is. So yeah, standard Phobos lieutenant will take the place of the lieutenant, and he'll be the captain for the.
Yeah.
And then that'll give me captain, lieutenant, and librarian. For Phobos. Cool. Still got to base him though. Still got one to coat him. Still got one to coat him. And then I've got all the Infernus Marines. All the Infernus Marines to do. And the Impulsor. See, £50 model. They took it out of the kit, and that is just ridiculous. That's what stopped it. That was brilliant kit until they did that. Fuckers. And I wasn't stupid enough. I did keep the missile launcher and the shield dome separately. I've not glued them on. I'm not that daft. I would.
You are. I think you've just got lucky with your decision there. But you are daft.
As I said, I'm not that daft. I never denied I was daft. That just the degree of daftness. So yeah, I can't believe you still can't buy these separately.
I think it's because they're going to get updated.
What, and get a melee option?
I don't know, but I don't think they're popular at all.
Well, no, that's because you're sticking a 12-inch moving unit with a heavy weapon. That penalizes you for moving with it.
No, but I'm sure they've got a special rule that means they can ignore the -1.
No, they didn't.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Now it's built into the weapon. It just has the heavy trait, so if you remain still, you get a +1 to hit.
Yeah.
So now
I'm sure they get something. I'm sure they have something to counter that.
Well, they have the suppression ability, so anything that they do hit now is a -2 to their movement and a -2 to their advance and charge. 2 inches.
Yeah, that's powerful.
So that's an accumulative 6 inches movement just reduced.
Yeah, that's super powerful.
That's just it is just stupid. So
I've been on the brunt end of similar attacks like that as Black Templars, and it's devastating.
Yeah, you're thinking, right, I've got a 12-inch distance to close down. I can definitely make 6-inch move, 6-inch charge easily. And then go pew pew, 4-inch move.
Thankfully, though, my Black Templars do have a counter to that. But yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not. And then you can get other things as well. That's what the Thunderfire Cannon used to do. We used to limit movements. I don't even know if they still use it anymore. So out of women, I've mixed up boxes here now, haven't I? Because I've got Infernus Marines and I've got Phobos Marines and I've got other things all over the place. Teleport Homer. Yeah, because all my Terminators are up there. Well, they should be. Which I only have 10 left. Because moving and having them for a few years and not taking care of them as well as I should isn't a good thing. I've got the rest of the Terminators up there. So I've got the Librarian. So this is what I've got to do now. Now that I've done all of them, I've now got this lot to go through. That's Terminator Library, Terminator Captain. 5-man Stern Guard Squad. Jesus Christ, this is a lot. 5-man Stern Guard Squad. Then... Now, where's my new 5-man Terminator Squad compared to my old 5-man Terminator Squad? There's one. Where's the one with the assault cannon? 2, 3, yeah. I should have one with an assault cannon. Why do I not have one with an assault cannon? And there's Sergeant. There's the normal one. Who's that up there? That's the test piece that's missing. I know. You're no good. You're a Delac, so you're not. I don't want you. Yes, that is a Necromunda piece that I have up there as well. You're the Biologist Gravis dude, so you can go there. I'm missing a Terminator with an assault cannon. How am I missing a Terminator with an assault cannon? I mean, it's not like it's a small bloody unit either. It's like that big. What the freaking nor is he gone?
This is why you need to be more organised.
This is why I need more boxes, so I've actually got places to put them. All my boxes are full at the minute. I have no spare room to put them, which is why they're up here. What's that? That's the Delac again. That's a Metal Death Company. That's the rest of the Metal Death Company. That's the old mod. That's the old Stern Guard, which is not even to bloody Chaos Marine sat there, and I can't find a Terminator. That's Mario and Rabbids Kingdom. That's
what? You've got a Mario model?
No, I've got a Switch game.
Oh.
I have a Switch.
In with your 40k models?
My Switch is plugged into my monitor.
Okay. Seriously, I don't think I would ever be able to visit your house because it would send me crazy. The amount of chaos.
Everything of mine is in this corner.
I love that. Everything of yours is in one corner and the rest of it is hers.
No, the rest is for the house. It's mostly filled with the kids' stuff, in fact. But where on earth? Now, see, this is quite important because this is the one with the fucking assault cannon. I need to find him. But I'm not going to find him tonight.
I got a 3D print sculpt of a heavy flamer arm for my one. Because that Terminator squad's going from a salamanders, so I had to do a heavy flamer.
Well, I'm although I am a salamander successor, I'm going more towards the artifice and their ability to make, as opposed to their flame and thingy.
Yeah.
I'm going more towards their forging abilities. So they like plasmas, they like melters, they like anything because it's all crafted well and personalized, and everyone makes their own weapons.
Which is the same as salamanders anyway, but you've chosen different weapons.
Yeah, I just took a slightly different route on the weapon option because I prefer plasma to flamer. Essentially, I don't like flamers really.
What about the planet they're from?
I said the fleet base these ones.
What about the planets that they recruit from?
Whatever planet they're passing. You got criminals? You want to get rid of them? We'll take them. You want to join? You're good enough? We'll take them.
That's unusual because usually chapters have specific worlds that they prefer to go back to recruit from.
These are literally touring the dark side of the galaxy, so they take whatever they can get their hands on because, well, it's difficult enough. They're in the dark side. They're not in the nice bright. Let's follow Bobby G round because he's kept everything nice round here. No,
but hold on. If they're salamander successors, and usually salamanders are like the only real good guys in the game, because so they would have your successors would have that kind of similar trait. But you've just said that they'll happily take on criminals, which would not really go by the ethos of.
They make sure those criminals abide by the chapter.
No, you can't force someone's you can't force someone's beliefs to be inherently good. You can force them to act like they're good and be beneficial for the rest of other people. But you can't force someone to genuinely be good people.
And if they don't pass, they become a servitor and they load the shells into the ship.
Okay, but if you're recruiting from the world's mostly in the dark reaches of the galaxy where most people are criminals, it must be very difficult to find good recruits to be Marines, even harder than it normally is.
Which is why they're currently not at the standard 1,000.
Okay.
They're less. They're running at less capacity.
Okay, cool.
Do you not remember me going through this with you? Essentially, they came when the rift happened. They came out of the rift. To them, like an hour after the fall at Dav, when
I remember that. Yeah,
they escaped the drop site massacre, stuck in a warp storm, come out of the Cicatrix Maledictum into the current settings. Like, what the hell's going on?
So hold on, they're not salamander successors then, they're actual salamanders.
Well, there was only a few of them. There was essentially about a demi company. Not even that came out. So they met up with Bobby G once he hit the other side, once he got through.
So instead of them being successor chapters, they're just direct descendants.
Yes, but they've been given fresh primaries recruits, told to start their own chapter, because obviously salamanders are a full chapter and have other things. So it's like, look, you're now the chapter master of this chapter. So they are direct descendants, the initial ones. But as they recruited more and more and more in, the amount of official ones dropped.
Yeah. Cool. I get it.
So yeah, it's I like it as my little story, because then it's like, well, why are they like that? It's like, because they've been stuck in the warp and then this and that and stuff happened, and then they got split up from all the rest of the units and all the rest of the army, and now they're here.
I have my own Dark Angels. I wouldn't call them successor chapter, but my own Dark Angels chapter thing that I'm going to be going back to working on. They're basically the Fallen. Because when the half of them went traitor and the other half didn't, like most of them were killed, and the rest were kind of like scattered through space. So my idea.
Go on.
Sorry.
Are you going to tie it in with the new Lionel Johnson law?
I don't know. I've not really read that. I came up with this before the Lionel Johnson law stuff came out. But my thought is they're the fallen Marines. So these are the ones that were scattered throughout the galaxy. They've come to realize that they were wrong quite quickly. But they were lost in the warp for like 10,000 years or whatever, and they've returned. It's only like been a couple of 100 years for them, but obviously 10,000 years for everyone else. And now they are determined to face the Emperor. They don't know he's dead. They're determined to get back to Terra, to get to the Emperor and to ask for forgiveness. And they will stop at nothing to get that. And obviously, because they're the Fallen, the Dark Angels are hunting them, and there's no way the Dark Angels are going to just say, "All right, yeah, okay, we'll take you to Terra so you can prove yourself."
Like,
and of course, and no one recognizes the chapter color scheme because they're still got exactly the same chapter color scheme as the Horus Heresy Dark Angels.
So they're still black.
Yeah, they're still black with all the heraldry on it, but slightly battle damaged and unkempt a little bit because the 200 years in the warp, they've not really had anything to look after themselves with. And obviously they're only a very, very small a couple of companies and stuff like that. And that's the idea with them. And the clever little thought I had with them is, even though they believe they are trying to get back to the Emperor to ask for forgiveness, ever so slowly they are being corrupted by this need to get to the Emperor at all costs. They will kill Imperial armies to do so, and every time they do that, they're falling more and more into some kind of chaos. And my thought is malice.
Right. So you're not aware of the new law for Lionel Johnson with the Redeemed?
No.
Right. Lionel Johnson is walking around the galaxy with a shitload of Fallen that he's called the Redeemed.
Really?
Yes. He's gone to any Fallen that have fallen, he's killed. Any Fallen that fell through trickery and have actually remained loyal, he's forgiven. Come into my army. Let's go wreak vengeance.
But then those will take on the color scheme as current Dark Angels now, wouldn't they?
No.
They wouldn't have the old heraldry.
Yes. They're in black.
All right, I need to look into that then, because maybe I'll make my army that then.
Because when the Dark Angels found out about it, they weren't too happy. But obviously Johnson said, "Shut up, bitch, I'm in charge. This is what's happening." And it went on. And it happened.
Yeah, so how are the Dark Angels going to keep it secret now?
With great difficulty.
Yeah.
They still hunt the ones that actually fell and have actually turned.
But doesn't this then mean that very soon the Inquisition's going to say that the entire chapter of Dark Angels are heretical because they kept it secret?
Inquisition's aware he's back and what's happening. Which Inquisitor actually is it? I think it's actually Cortez who knows about it.
Where's all this written?
This was written in that book that came out when they released Lion.
Did you read it?
No, I got law summaries. I do a lot of law summaries. Ballarat covered it, a few, and Voldemort's covered it.
Okay. I'll have a read of it, actually. Not the book, I'll read the Wikipedia on it.
Yeah, but he's come back and he's like, "Yeah, no, you're still my sons. You're still my sons. You're not. You turned." And
yeah, because I've got a few Dark Angels models that are painted up in that Horus Heresy color scheme with the intention of doing this, including a nice Contemptor Dreadnought, which is really nice.
Awesome. And we have gone over time. We have definitely gone over time while I was looking for that Terminator model. While it's nice and quiet, I'm not painting anything. Synscape's still going to probably have another 2 hours worth of painting on that model, let's be honest. He's going to take ages.
Not a lot. I'm doing the final gold highlights and then the gold is done.
Yeah, then the gold's done.
Yeah, but considering 99% of the model is gold.
Yeah, you've got his lightning claw and the Emperor's sword and his big cup covering, and
oh well, the sword is pretty much done.
Oh, cool. Oh, nice. So I was done. So it's the lightning claw and his copies.
Yeah, basically. I could have this done tonight.
Yeah, don't rush it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
Oh, I'm not rushing it. I'm a fast painter. I can have this done tonight. I'll probably stop painting about 3:00 in the morning.
That was a very, very sly dig.
What?
That was a very, very subtle dig. That. It's all right. I'm a fast painter.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way.
I know. That's why I said it. If you don't figure out that, I will just wind you up for the sake of winding you up.
You're not winding me up.
I'll take the piss. I'll take the
Couldn't
piss
give
just for
a
the sake
shit.
of taking the piss.
No one can wind me up. Like I said earlier, it's all about intent. You're not intending to do any harm, so it's not going to bother me.
See, this is where we go. But I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much to Casper, Kevin, Seth, and Leaf, my girlfriend. Sam, you need to come in more often because you can come up one day. You need to come up one day, Sam. We need to talk about this. Angie, thank you very much for coming in as well. Buzzard, well, you're up here with me. You're just a star as always, mate. Coming up and just making sure that I don't lose my mind.
Just loitering around someone in the background, fella. It's all good.
It keeps me on track. Brian K, thank you. Obviously, we've had Dan up tonight. We've had Captain up tonight. Cinescape Studios, please, as always, go check them out if you're interested in anything and don't want to do the painting yourself. Good prices actually for the models and getting them painted.
And the prize competitions as well.
And the prize competitions as well, yeah. Win them, even better. 99p if you're lucky enough to win. Boom, painted army. Awesome.
Well, that's not a painted one. The 99p is not a painted one.
Is it not?
No, the 99p. The 99p one is just the Combat Patrol delivered to your door. The Pro painted stuff are the. I've not got a Combat Patrol Pro painted on at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna stick links in on this video afterwards because I don't always know who's coming up on, so I put them on after the fact. So please go check them out. I'll put the links in there to Daniel's channels, to Jessica's channels, and everything, and Facebook pages and competition pages. Please go check them out. If you feel like it, hit that like, hit the subscribe. Nobody's forcing you to. It's completely free, and I'm not going to twist your arm.
Oh, I should hit the like as well.
I hit it when I put it up. Yes, I do. Yeah, my own like button. You have to. Everyone counts. Everyone counts, and you can like your own video. So why the hell? But thank you very much for everybody for joining me this evening. I hope you all had fun. I have finished my Tyranid painting. Once I've based them all, I will be putting a picture up on Instagram. So if you want to check out Lazy Mini Painting over on Instagram as well, the link should be somewhere around the channel. If not, I'll get it somewhere. But
yeah, come next week come back next week so you can see Laz teabagging his nids.
No, that's going to have to get done tomorrow daytime. I might actually have to use them tomorrow night, you see.
Yeah, I thought, did you get the joke though?
Yes, I did get the joke. I just purposely chose to ignore it and go past it because I'm trying to wrap up the show. So yes, thank you everyone for joining us. Please come back next week. I try to get Mondays if I can. If not, it'll be 9:15 on whatever day I go live. XYZ reasons usually sometimes stop me, but I will try for Monday next week. At that point, I will be doing probably the Stern Guard veterans, which are these little fellas here. I've still got Cinescape. Wow. Oh, big. There we go. So probably these little fellas here. It's going back onto the Space Marines again because now that the Tyranids are finished. Or I might go wild and go and pull an orc out or something. I don't know. But
oh God, living on the edge.
Well, I've still got a chariot up there that I need to do. I've got a Delight gang that I need to paint. I've got Chaos Space Marines I could paint. I've got various models I could do. I've got part of an Auric army somewhere that I could paint as well. I've got my D&D models that I could do as well. The little tiny little gnome that's like
cool.
half an inch tall, but it's still got eyeballs. It's just ridiculous. But yes. Oh, hello, Kirsty. You are back just in time. But guess what? Let me say thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. I'm sorry. But Kirsty, just message me on Instagram if you want to, if you really want to talk to me. Feel free. But yes, thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice weekend, because it's start of the weekend tomorrow, and thank you very much. Drive safe. Bye.